Hello, everyone. Welcome to the sixth episode of Soul Info Cards. I still have not updated the overlay yet because, yeah, but we'll do that. Once again, I am one of the hosts here, Ninomae Nimo, the only VTuber that backturn Ks with a lot of in a very excessive nature. And my co-host is XGC Kazuno. How you doing?
Pretty good, pretty good. Just got home, but we vibing.
Yeah, that's true. Let's see. Yes, and we have two very esteemed guests. We have Tav102 as well as JJJ or Triple J. Yeah, let's introduce ourselves. I guess we can start with Tav.
Hello, everyone. Nice to be here. I'm excited to be on the show.
Someone's
Wait,
excited.
hold on. Hold on, my computer just decided to do something I didn't tell it to.
Oh,
Oh no.
that should work.
Oh no.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay.
Anyways, yeah, I made Nightmare, and I've been playing Soul Calibur 6 since launch. Yeah, launch day. Well, night, since it came out at nighttime when I bought it. And I think this is the first actual fighting game that got me into the competitive scene.
Another day one boy. Let's go.
I know, right?
I'm also a day one, so let's go.
PlayStation 4.
Yes, me
I
too.
stayed up for it.
Bro, same. I was midnight release PS4.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Same.
I went to the GameStop and picked up my collector's edition of the game.
This is why you buy digital.
Hey, this is why you buy digital.
Nah, dude, the Sophie figure was worth it. Anyway.
But then I also don't have the Sophie statue, so I see why you bought physical.
All right. Well, and then our next guest, JJJ. How are you?
Oh my god, hello. My name is Jay, also known as Triple J, also known as JJJ, also known as Sinbad, and a variety of other things. If we're going into the background, I guess you could say, if we're talking about Soul Calibur 6, I'm a day negative 650er, because I started in Soul Calibur 4. My first competition of Soul Calibur specifically was in 2008, and I'm still doing it. Trying to think. I guess my first experience with Soul Calibur 6 specifically was before the game had come out during a summer jam where they had had the beta version available for people to play.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first tournament that I went in, if you want to consider a pre-release event to be a tournament. And there was also a little bit of time, about a weekend, of beta net play available before the game had fully fledged come out. I started in PS4 for Soul Calibur 6 and then moved over to PC. If we go all the way back to when I first started, I actually was first an Xbox player in Soul Calibur 4. That's where I started.
Nice. Well, from what I've been watching on your streams, you play a lot of characters, but I believe you main Amy. Is that correct?
Yeah, honestly, I'm not entirely sure you could say that the characters I get to S rank are really characters I quote-unquote play.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be unfair to be like, yeah, Blue is an asshole player, I have an S rank as well, we're virtually the same. We're not even tangentially related, I wouldn't think. It's I play ranked. You could say that, especially in these streams, I main ranked. That's kind of how I see it, not necessarily learning the game. But Amy is the character that I've played in tournaments since she came out in SE6. Also the character that I made in SE4.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, because I guess like if you play ranked, like if you're maining ranked, do you like see this? You just like pick a new character and you're like, all right, what's the most abusable shit I could do to get myself?
That's exactly the idea.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not really the same thing as learning the character. I got Cervantes to S rank without IGDR. I got Talim most recently to S rank without really knowing any combos.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess most famously is that I got Ivy to S rank without any command grabs. The idea isn't to necessarily learn how to play the character. That takes a little bit too much time for me. So what I end up doing is understanding the 5 or 6 moves that every character has in this game that cover a significant amount of options, can potentially be very non-committal, and or do so much damage when I'm right that they're basically it's impossible to condition me out of using them.
Mm-hmm.
Simply because if I'm right once out of every like 5 times I do this, then I'm still in the driver's seat. So that's fine. And then it's much more about understanding and listening to what the opponent is trying to tell you in their gameplay. That's frankly something that I find a lot of SE6 players or newer players end up missing.
Okay. Now, as a Keelik player, I want to ask you, what moves did you use for Keelik S rank?
Wall Rising B.
All right, yeah, that's pretty accurate.
alright.
Yeah.
You really don't need anything else.
All right. Yeah, you're right.
Keelik in SE4 was actually the first character I played that I mained. He was significantly more powerful back then. But the concept of, it's kind of funny, one of the first streams I had for when I started Keelik, bringing him to S rank, somebody was like, yeah, you really got like that awkward timing thing that Keelik players do for getting like Wall Rising B just to come out of nowhere. And I was like, yeah, I was doing this like over a decade ago. So it's actually relatively easy for me to pull this off. I'm trying to think, what else did I need? Wall Rising B and 4A, and I was a big fan of 44K.
44K is good. Also, Father Ramon, thank you for the raid of 32. My goodness. You are a trooper.
Nice.
Who won the set between Ramon and Sane? I was curious.
Wait, what?
There was a set today?
Yeah, they were playing on their
Ramon
stream.
Insane? That's crazy.
Yeah, Ramon was just streaming it. Yeah, they're both going to Winter Bro.
2019! 39 games!
Nice. Solid stuff.
Damn, you're nuts. It was mad.
They went for 20? Wait, hold on. It that had to be one of those first to 5s, you know what, double or nothing. First to 10, double or nothing again.
That's
Like,
me.
There's
Yeah.
no way you started with 20. Like,
yeah, especially if the score is that close,
Mhm.
then you know that was happening over and over again. I was just streaming yesterday. I think the set that it was one of those where I just ran into some random person in ranked and just ended up playing them for the entirety of the stream. I think the ending score was 35-21.
Oh my goodness. Like Draytheon, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Fish Gang. But yeah, and oh my gosh, yeah, long sets. I wish I could do them better. But dang. That's a lot of games.
They're kind of a double-edged sword, because if the objective is to become a tournament player, I would actually advise against doing longer sets.
Right.
It helps exercise a certain muscle that frankly isn't that necessary in a tournament set, because you only have so many games. In fact, you have an incredibly few amount of games. So the idea there is to adapt just enough to what your opponent is doing, ever so slightly, right at the onset to be successful. Meanwhile, a significantly more extended set like the one that Ramon just had is involving a lot of adaptation and significantly more layers of Yomi that just happen naturally when you were playing game after game after game after game with the exact same person. So the last handful of games look drastically different than the ones that would have happened in the beginning. But the beginning is all you have in a tournament set.
Right.
So you see what I mean? Like there are these different, the timelines make it very different.
Yeah. For sure. Also, I have a question for Tav. So, as an avid gacha player, does your slot machine mentality for those games go into your mentality for Soul Calibur 6?
I honestly try not to have that in Soul Calibur 6. I try to make intelligent decisions and not dice rolls, unless I'm like playing for fun, which is obviously I'm going to try dice rolling people, like Aswell or Astroth, something like that, just playing for fun. Especially on a character like Nightmare. Sometimes I might have a dice roll because I know the cash out for me being right is usually very high. Like, sometimes it's just game deciding. I sidestep someone at ledge or it's just half stage and they might just die for who knows why. It's just Nightmare.
True.
Sometimes I will take a dice roll.
Indeed. So, yeah, and since you're a day one player, what was the first, I guess, tournament you've ever entered, if you remember?
Let's see. My first tournament, I think it was a local at Access Replay down here in Georgia. I think I placed 4th at my first tournament ever. Oh man, I had like almost no idea what I was doing back then. Frame data was a foreign concept to me. I just knew what this move seems pretty strong and this move is interesting. I also had like some online practice from PlayStation 4 since I didn't have my PC yet.
Right.
And yeah, that was my first tournament. I went back there a couple of other times, and I still placed, I think either top 8 or top 4 for. Did I ever get top 3? I can't remember if I did at the locals down here for Access Replay. That would be my first tournament experience.
Mm.
Nice.
All right, cool, nice. So now we're just so to segue smoothly, we're gonna now look at, I guess, the more recent sets that you've done, for Soul Calibur 6. This is gonna be the Deus Ex Kylo, very big tournament online, Parsec, I believe. And
That's correct.
yes, we are going to look at Xander versus our very own Tav102. So pretty much how this, pretty much how this goes, chat. If you haven't been here before, is we just do casual commentary, just ask questions to the player, or if you want to like pause anything, just pause it. Yeah, so just let us know if you want. Pretty much the floor is yours. So let's get into it.
How do you typically find the Nightmare versus Cervantes matchup to be like? From the stuff that I've seen, the stuff that I've experienced, it actually seems like it could potentially be pretty difficult for Nightmare to deal with it, as I think the only move that Cervantes has that gets eaten by armor is A6.
Yeah, you're right. It is a pretty difficult matchup. His A6, of course, like the standard pokes like AA, BB, anything like that, of course, will lose to armor. But the thing that makes it difficult is the fact that Cervantes hurts. This character will kill you. His whiff punishment is almost on par with mine. IGDR is very strong, and his wall rising A by itself is also incredibly strong for ducking. I also have a light of light attacks, despite being a somewhat slower character. So his 2 A plus B lethal hit is always something very dangerous. It's even safe on block.
That is true. It is -8.
Yep. -8 leaves him crouching, and yeah, it can be a little bit annoying. Thankfully, though, they did. Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. Sorry.
Thankfully, they well, maybe not thankfully for other people who don't like fighting Nightmare, but because it leaves him in a tech crouch state, if he ever goes for wall raising K, thanks to the 236 A plus G, the low grab Nightmare got in I think later season 2, I can catch him out of doing like a wall raising K or trying to do a tech crouching option afterwards.
At the very least, there doesn't really seem to be a lot of opportunities for Cervantes to throw out something that's -12 that would be unpunishable. So at the very least, if you were to block a wall rising A or a 3B or something, you get a pretty solid punish.
I mean, that is absolutely true. Even though wall rising A is like kind of difficult to punish most of the time, it's just
Right.
You have Terror Charge, that's just KK, right?
Yeah, 6/6 KK since it is -16. It's just like trying to actually I-16 punish it.
Sure, yeah, with
anything like
with a double input like that could be tough.
Yeah, the buffer window.
Nightmare's like
be.
I-16 punishment, I-14 punishment with Terror Charge is actually some of the best in the game.
You would certainly hope so.
Oh, yeah, also Cervantes 3B plus K breaks armor and gives him a gunshot on hit too.
Yeah.
That was a ballsy 3AA.
I know, right? Committing to the -20 move.
Can he IGDR that if he blocked it?
He can. He can IGDR.
What are the chances that somebody's actually going to be that on the ball for something like that?
Yeah.
I feel like at most he was going to CE, which is scary, but you know,
not as great.
At that kind of range, I could see it being relatively safer than normal.
Yeah, Cervantes can. Let's see. He can IGDR it if he's really on the ball. He can 3B plus K it since it's I-20, and it's really long. And he can, of course, critical edge. I guess another like somewhat annoying thing is just K2, the -2 on hit low that puts me in crouching. Sometimes it can be difficult to challenge him after he hits you with that. Not only are you forced crouching, you can't do certain moves.
Yeah, I presume at that point it's just one of the natural things that Nightmare is just going to have to eat in a lot of spots.
think they made his 1B safe on block to him too. I think it's now -12 instead of 14.
Yeah, that's pretty slow, so I imagine he would be relatively scared to throw that out and get counter hit for it.
Mm-hmm.
It's good punishes. Xander's looks very uncomfortable with his own ranges. He just seems like he's getting a little bit desperate.
Ooh.
Not getting his wall rising punishments either. He's not playing this very well, to be honest.
I think even I'm actually in death range if he guessed right here.
Yeah.
Forward grab is great. Right, Nightmare also has like one of the longer throw ranges in the game too. Him and Siegfried. Astaroth, of course.
Geralt's up there.
Mm-hmm.
Geralt, I think, for normal grabs is third, yeah.
Maru has a pretty good grab range too.
Is that right? I haven't actually found that Maru's grab range to be all that impressive.
Oh, really? I feel like I snatched people from distance I shouldn't have.
Yeah, Nightmare and Siegfried for sure. Geralt, I think, has the third highest in terms of like normal grabs. And then if you want to include command grabs, then you obviously have Astaroth and Ivy.
Mm-hmm. Obviously, I'm like back away.
Kind of like laming out the soul charge. There doesn't really seem to be a lot going on. There's not really. You definitely got lucky with the stage, the fact that you don't have to worry about Cervantes just going off the wall at random times in the soul charge, because frankly, without that, there isn't a whole lot of mix-up potential with Cervantes' soul charge. And so, for a heavy hitter like Nightmare, that's probably definitely in your favor, where you can just kind of like lame that out, deal with whatever chip damage is coming your way, and then just figure it out later.
Yeah, I challenged that -2 because I thought I was going to do something. I was wrong. I don't actually mind burning meter with Nightmare because he regenerates.
I was just about to ask. Yeah, it's like it's an awfully ambitious soul charge, but just not out of it. But hey, you've got like an AGA potential, and that's going to give you a grab opportunity. Yeah, Nightmare and Astaroth are the kind of characters where I guess you're relatively comfortable spending meter simply because you want to.
Yeah. You built meter, I think the fastest in the game still, yeah?
Yeah, I believe that's the case.
Oh, and they also buffed his meter game, I think, last patch before they stopped it.
What a great idea.
I know, right? I think they buffed Nightmare, Voldo, Astaroth, and...
They buff Astas? Is so crazy.
Because they nerfed command grabs. They nerfed command grabs in terms of the frame advantage that you get, so they also increased the amount of meter that you're going to gain.
Well, you can't be +8 on a break anymore, so at least have some meter.
Yeah, but you're still +6.
Right?
Depending on the character, depending on the range, that can make a pretty big difference. You got a back grab out of that?
Yeah.
How did that happen?
Well, Cervantes will raise his
Don't question it.
Go back.
We don't question around here.
Can I request that we go back?
Yes,
I need to see how the back grab.
Do you want it in slow motion too, my friend?
I'll be able to see it if I'm actually looking for it.
Yeah, Cervantes wall raising K puts him back turn, so any character that has a low grab will turn into a back grab there.
Okay.
Well, that's your tech fact of the day if you're a Nightmare player.
I was hoping he would do it. I really was. I was like, finally, I can show off this tech.
Actually gets the punish that time, okay. He wasn't punishing that before.
Oh no. That's also like another thing that makes the matchup a little bit scary, because Cervantes' block punishment is actually really good. His A slide B, despite being like -4 on hit, it still does 42 damage. So anytime Nightmare is -14, like on a blocked bubble or Grimstride A or just anything that's not a low attack, basically, it's just 40 damage.
So once we get into like a situation like this, what are you thinking about? Like when he is just walking around, it ended up working out. You were able to like get in there, but like the second that he backed off, so he got that that back grab on you, and he did a combo that was clearly an effort to give him a bar, and then he backed off. And the first thing that I'm thinking of is that he's just immediately attempting to try and CE with punish you if you ever do anything that's whiffed from mid-screen. So if you ever feel like your opponent is trying to do something like that, as Nightmare, what is typically the way you try to approach an opponent, if at all, when it's clear that what they're trying to do is be as conservative as possible and whiff punish whatever you do?
I'm probably going to play almost the same game, especially if I have Terror Charge, because especially in that scenario, we're both basically one guess away from death from how much damage we do. And I guess Terror Charge damage can be contributed to CE, depending on what I hit you with. So, depending on the character, you can either try playing safe, either go for some amount of guard damage, or just kinda stand and play the whiff bait as a neutral.
Okay.
But against like an X or something like that, I feel like my hands are tight.
Yeah.
Because a lot of things I do are like negative 16 or 14 at least. And even then, it's like, well, I 12 CE, but I think that's something every character goes through when fighting X.
That's the whole idea of the character, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because outside of that, her meter presence is just really relatively unimpressive.
Yeah, her soul charge and her soul attack. Her CE is like the thing you want, the thing you had to be scared of.
Right. All right. So this is the next set. You have a Cervantes. All right. Cool. Do you have have you always played Cervantes like on the side, or is it just like something recent?
At this time, I think it was when I was a bit newer to Cervantes. I do play him and like several other characters now.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is like the first time I really decided to pick him in a tournament, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
This is like one of my early day serves.
Okay. Yeah, because
The character was fun. I see what Enders and Xander were doing. I was like, man, I should join in piracy, and I did.
Piracy is fun, I suppose. Yeah, this is also Forsaken Yamato's secondary, but yeah, no, this is I think Tira is also a very good character, and I think Cervantes is also a very good character. So,
a fun fact from the last game we just watched. I remember Triple J saying something about Cervantes and walls.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the match after I beat Xander,
Mm-hmm.
I believe I had to fight against Enders on the forest stage. Actually,
Yeah.
I didn't come out of that fight alive. It was not good.
It's difficult to deal with Cervantes in that I feel like a lot of Cervantes players don't talk about how... Honestly, I feel like Cervantes going off the wall is maybe the least fun thing about Soul Calibur 6. Because it's the least
you think so?
thing. I think it's the least interactive thing in the game. If he has a life lead, the idea is that you just walk up to him and you wait. He basically just has control. He has priority of whenever the match is going to begin again. Because the idea of potentially challenging him going off against the wall, you could potentially lose your entire health bar. And so you're just standing there waiting for him to decide to allow you to play Soul Calibur again.
Oh yeah, that combo, they nerfed it, but it still instant kills you.
Yeah.
Instant kill?
Yeah, it used to be like 140 plus.
Oh, okay.
It used to be like 140 plus, and then the reset basically instantly killed you, but they said they nerfed the damage, but you still die basically if you get grabbed at the wall.
Like, I'm assuming like 100, you still get hit for 110.
I think it's more than that. I think the first bit is like 140-ish, somewhere around there. Then the second bit is a kill. Either way, either 3B or another grab.
Oh my god.
I haven't looked it up yet, but I'd be willing to bet that the amount of damage that you eat is somewhere between 3 and 4 trillion damage.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right.
You're right.
I might need to pick up Serve one day. He seems really
very fun.
I just need to
not fun to play against.
Not fun to play against,
exactly.
That's the thing.
I've fought Lazy D so many times. Trust me, I know how unfun.
I would agree that like his wall shenanigans are pretty nasty. Like just the ability
so
to
uninteractive. That's the thing that bothers me, is that you basically just sit there and you wait for the Cervantes to teleport, and that's just kind of the entire
right. And then you guys
like, and to make it worse, his teleport is frame 1 invul. So if you do like if you try to like think, man, I have an idea. I'm going to run up to him and I'm going to soul charge.
Yeah, you
He
can't
is
soul
going to
charge.
teleport behind you.
Yep. Nothing personnel kid, and then you just die.
He gets a mix up.
For a second, Yamato got a lot of stance transitions. I would actually imagine the one thing that I would say about Cervantes is that I don't have a lot of respect for his approach options. So I would imagine dealing with a character like Tira can actually be quite frustrating because kind of the whole idea of Cervantes is that he has a lot of pushback to a lot of his moves that allow him to compete in this mid-range that he's all about. And it can be very frustrating for a character to try and get in on that sort of thing. But Tira doesn't have to. Tira can just allow the back step to happen, and then she can just utilize her better back step to just go even further away.
Right.
Yeah, that actually is true. This matchup is a little bit rough for Cervantes, just on the Seer aspect that he hates people that run away from him.
I just feel like when I play against Cervantes, I have to get the life lead, and then I just run away for 45 seconds.
That is a very smart thing to do.
He was a little desperate for that unbreakable grab there.
When you play enemy, it feels very different.
When Tira does her Coda grab and she whiffs it, she can just do it again because she whiffed it, but she was still in Coda.
Yeah, the Coda grab does not give you a stance transition on whiff.
Best.
It doesn't necessarily even guarantee a stance transition on hit, I don't think.
I don't think it does. I know it heals you a ton, but I don't think it guarantees a stance transition.
Yeah, as far as I know, just whiffing a grab doesn't provide a potential for a stance transition.
Wait, so you just keep doing it. You might as well just keep doing it.
I mean, you could, but if somebody is just holding down or 2 or 8, then you're going to get destroyed.
Yeah.
Oh, is it a vertical kind of grab thing?
Yeah. That command grab does not catch sidestep.
Oh,
it doesn't.
All right, no one told me that. Now I know. Now I could.
I think it's the.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, I learned. Now I'm actually.
So the whole idea is that if you're dealing with a Coda / Soul Charge Gloomy Tira, is that you're going to be matching sidestep, assuming that you are taking a bet that the person's going to do a command grab. Now the thing that you have to worry about is
6-6A though, right?
Yeah, 3A.
Tech fucking mid.
Well, 6-6A.
3A, 6-6A.
Yeah, 6-6A is the jolly version of a mid hori. But I'm not saying, hey, here's this neat trick that completely eliminates Gloomy Tira. That's I don't have that. But that's the mix that if you want to take it, you can take it.
So like here I'm playing Nightmare into Tira, and this is actually pretty good for a Nightmare. He does not do that much against him in Jolly State. Gloomy is literally where she becomes a terror to fight.
Yeah, I think Jolly has, in terms of moves that break armor, Jolly has 3B
and
3A. Oh, 3A. Oh, well, yeah, sure.
Yeah, any low attack and basically 3B. That's it.
In that case, yeah, I guess 2K also technically counts.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you got smacked. Oh.
And my damage catch up for being right is higher.
Might as well, right? You just got Gloomy, better use it.
Yeah, better use it.
Your spacing with 2-2A is really good. Tip range 2-2A.
Yeah, thanks.
He just does so well in the round and just doesn't quite have the edge to just close it out.
Oh, that's that one connects into that kick, right? The low.
Yeah, it does.
It can be difficult to confirm sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes it can be.
Ooh, rude. He immediately got 2 stance transitions.
I just want to space this character out.
How do you do that, though? Because she does that better than you do. Well, maybe
She
not.
does.
Still pretty close.
AGA
I have
to
an
AVA.
IAGA. I have 6-6B. Yeah, AGA is great. To me, that is like the best high in the game. It's just it does everything now.
Raphael
Plus one block. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
It is pretty good. Yeah. Probably like top 10, top 5 moves in the game.
It's +2 now because they changed it. It breaks guard. It does like 40 damage on hit.
If you break guard
really
with it,
good.
even in base, like without Terra Charge, you get like 90 damage from just 4A into 4KK. So
Yeah, or the back grab, or
and then you're into
maybe.
Terra Charge, by the way.
Oh, that's gonna be some damage. Boom, boom.
Oof.
That's a lot of damage.
Forsaken Yamato definitely seems like he's quite uncomfortable
And
in the
he's
situation
in red
he's in.
guard. Like 1 or 2 AGAs, and you could just break his guard right now.
He's been in red guard for like the past 2 rounds, but he also just keeps getting clipped. Funny that.
Oh my! Is that actually a
Nice.
thing?
Smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You-
Nightmares, like, if you're fighting Nightmare with Bar, it is not recommended to use any strings, because he can just
Yeah.
do 110 damage to you.
So-
Just
but
because you did a string.
The usual rule is if you can think someone can GI here, Nightmare can probably armor through it too with the CE because they're both frame 2.
I presume that Tira would be able to do 6/6 AA and then just not complete the string and potentially sidestep and punish, though, right?
No.
Yeah.
Well,
No?
if he
Well-
doesn't hold it, she should still get hit.
Oh.
How about like on
If he does hold it, she could
on block or
sidestep
hit?
it, but
You can react to
Meaning
the
on block,
6/6 AAA though. I could probably monument it then. I should probably do that from now on.
If it's a frame 2 startup, you can.
Oh, is it 2 frame?
I don't think Monument.
Monument's
That'd be
frame
insane.
Monument's like
frame
I
3.
think Monument's like 4 or 6.
Three.
Oh, frame 3.
It's the
Oh.
only AGI in the game that's frame 3, so it could actually beat out a lot of things that other AGIs can't.
Your stuff is faster than Amy's parries.
Well, right, White
Look at
Rose,
that.
it's not, or it's not right.
Buff Amy.
Wait, hold on a sec.
Oh, GG.
Oh, bye bye. Wait, on Purple Rose, your parries become frame 2 though.
Okay, yeah, look at how often that happens in a competitive scenario.
Oh, you're right. That's not my
Those,
problem.
frame 2 RIs though.
Oh, they are all our eyes.
yeah, I don't want to hear it.
Then again, Keelix Soul Charge RI is free, so I don't have an excuse. Anyways, you're kind of
But
like,
you're also losing health, though.
At least you lose health.
what if? So what? I'm gonna kill them.
I mean, if we're really talking about the sacrifice of the things that one has to do in order to get these good AGIs, I would much rather be able to spend a bar and lose some health than try to get Purple Amy in a competitive nature.
Yeah,
But you're already Amy, though.
Yeah, regular Amy doesn't have the same AGI levels.
True.
no punish
Sure.
with the bubble.
I'm just standing here menacing, like I know you're gonna do something.
I could have sworn in the last round of the previous game, what we ended up seeing was that he attempted to go for a punish on the blocked bubble and got GI for his trouble. So he's clearly having a bit of a connection problem.
Oh, rip.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, that's rip.
Oh,
Oh, no.
Too far.
Isn't that I-16 as well?
It is.
Yeah, he clear as I said before,
Yeah.
he's clearly having an issue with the connection.
Oh,
Is, it, what,
that's...
is this net play? Yeah, this is
Yeah,
net
this is
play
not
too.
play. This is BB. This is Illuminati battles. I think this is before PacoSArt got really popular.
I think so.
God, imagine such a time, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Usually our connection is not actually not bad. Like we were playing yesterday, final Parsec. We played on stream a couple of days ago. Felt fine there too.
Oh yeah.
Then again with Soul Calibur, like
Wake up 6BB.
that code.
That's what I would have done. I would have woke up 6BB as a.
Actually, I've got to start stepping that string whenever Tiras do it.
The what was it the
6AB.
6AB, yeah.
6AB, yeah.
Could potentially be difficult for Nightmare.
Also true. Especially like I think this is before they try to fix his sidestep. So
Man, Forsaken Mount is just winging stuff. He's a very unsafe.
Boom, boom,
He's basically
boom.
dead, right?
Ampla.
His guard's
Wow.
not, this guy's guard just won't break. He has infinite guard. I
He
swear
just
to
won't
God.
break.
He's been
Wow.
red guard for like the past. He's been red
Wow.
guard for the past like
That move
5
doesn't.
matches.
Does that move still guard break?
yeah, it does.
Yes, it does.
Oh, okay.
Doesn't it the whole string itself do like 30 guard damage?
12.
I gotta check again.
12?
I think
Yeah, 12%.
Yeah.
It only does
I don't think it's-
12%.
no.
The boom, boom, boom. Wow. Okay. I should disrespect
It's like
it.
12 or so. Yeah, it should still be
Don't
12.
do it with a horizontal.
The real string that used to just murder your guard gauge was Grim Stride A+B. Back in season 1, that move was like what, almost 30%. I
30
think.
or 40.
Damn.
I think he was crazy.
Yeah,
so
even though even though back in season 1 the catch was after he did the first strike you could GI the second strike and it's a level 3 for who knows why
I
reason.
thought it was level 1.
Was it level 1? No, I'm pretty sure it was level 3.
Cause wait, 'cause that's the one where he like throws the sword on the ground and like flails it like vertically.
Mhm.
Yeah. So back what I would do is I would forward tech it and then GI it. It's only level 1. I couldn't get 4B.
Jesus. Knight side stance A
Oh.
plus beta is 21%.
Okay, that's a lot.
Mhm.
It does even more than Knight lower stance A plus B, which is plus 14 on block.
That's right.
that like
Also,
triple hit it has.
They also buff those moves so that they jail. You used to be able to step what was it, Knight side stance A plus B on block, I believe, before they fixed it. And some characters could tech out of Knight lower stance A plus B on hit, like one direction. But they also patched that out.
Also, RE would like go to the side of like a Knight lower stance A plus B
Mhm.
as well.
You could taunt.
Before, but now
Nightmare could taunt 66KK and get out of it. All right. Well, this is the next set. This is the Mighty Mooks tournament.
Soul
This is also
Calibur will
Netplay.
only blur out the thing.
Oh yes, definitely. Sadly, I just never got the chance to go to certain offlines I wanted to.
Well, there'll still be the opportunity eventually.
Yeah, eventually.
There's always another tournament.
True.
I would like to say.
always more tournaments, baby.
Yin Crescent 2B Nightmare matchup.
What is this, like, toxic green color?
I don't know.
Flame Kajura. Is he in chat? What is...
Well, I don't really have a lot of mods on my caliber, so.
So this matchup you might see me spam armor because 2B kind of dies to armor.
This matchup is pretty rough for 2B.
Mm-hmm. You can still play it like...
Okay. If you play, it's kind of like Ivy, where if you play like normal Ivy versus most characters, it's bad. But I actually think 2B, who uses the right moves, actually kind of equalize or beats Nightmare. But that's a different.
So you're just not allowed to use aggression stance ever again.
Yeah, you always have to commit to the low, basically. Also have RE.
Gotta use different moves and like play a little more defensively.
Because
a lot more lows.
The hooligans Florida Man set was so rough for hooligans, and hooligans, you can't count them out either. So it's just like,
I think I saw that.
Yeah, it was rough, dude. He tried to run a game plan, and then Nightmare was like, "Nah, you good." Boom.
See?
Man, I just wanted to say, you can kind of tell that this was quite a while ago, if only because the Matcherino for the Mighty Mooks tournament got up to triple digits.
wait, hold on. Number 23. This was actually kind of recent. It's like 9 months ago.
Was it?
Yeah.
I'm being shimmied on. Look at that movement.
That's an entire baby, though.
That is an entire that is entire incubation period of a
That is 1 unit of human baby.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. GI on whiff, my man.
I got GI on whiff. I was like,
oh,
that was actually kind of smart.
That was pretty dank.
That move is like minus 30 though. That's crazy.
He's in the air.
If even Nightmare can just straight up 3B you fucked up, alright? Like
Alright, that's another combo. Boom, boom.
Classic stay back.
Yeah. 3 times?
Yeah. That's good damage. Oh yeah, that's right. I instantly die here. Goodbye, world.
That definitely seems to be the way that you end up dying in a lot of these rounds, where you end up
committing
too heavily to a vertical.
Reach that far.
Right? I'm like, I think he's gonna duck. There's no way. There's no way. I know he's scared of AGA, and then they sidestep, and then I explode.
Alright, quick. Another thing, I've been meaning to say this or tell people this for a while. I don't know if a lot of people know this, but if you RI TV's GI or no her parry from her what's it called?
Angler? Wait, no.
The,
Angler stance, right?
Yeah,
her angler stance.
Angler stance. If you RI the counter in that, she's like, I think she's over minus. I think she's almost minus 40 or something.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah, because it's a projectile.
Yeah.
Too.
I know that because Nightmare can just straight up 4A her after he RIs that. He can just 4A into literally whatever he wants.
A projectile with long.
Damage.
Yep.
Yeah.
A projectile with long
try to
recovery.
do that
while
if you can. Hold on. Let me look it up right now. There's a
What
lot
is
of
this
characters
combo
that can
damage?
just-
What the hell?
Well, that was a hell of a reset. I don't think I've seen
Oh
it.
my gosh. That's rough.
2B combos can actually be like really long. I don't know how they do them.
Well, that was
They
for
can
sure
be really long.
in the middle, though, right?
Yeah, that's a reset.
Yeah.
I know they have like one stun lock combo they use for ring outs, but
Mm.
I think that's probably like their longest.
Why do I get yelled at? What are you talking about? No one, what? No one's
I also remember like back in season 1, I think the only stage that got like changed was the desert stage to make it bigger,
Mhm.
so that some characters couldn't like full screen ring out.
Bro, I hated that nerf.
Oh yeah, Keelik had some pretty good RO carry before they nerfed it off his 4B lethal
yeah,
hit.
the Asura dance was really good because you could 2-2B CE, and if they don't know to tech it, you just win.
Yeah.
That's how I speed run to like B rank.
Input Mystique. Sometimes getting slide inputs on net play or just trying to buffer them can be really weird.
Mm-hmm. I always have to like for offlines or at least like onlines, depending on like the platform. I have to actually spend like a good 15 minutes to get used to the timings.
I mean, that's one of the great things about the Parsec servers is the fact that like they can feel like online matches in terms of your connection to the server, but then once you figure it out, that's the way it's going to be for like the rest of the day.
Right.
And so like if you're playing extended sets for a considerable amount of time, then there you go.
Oh, no punish.
I punished that. Yeah, that was -12.
Oh my gosh, what a great bait.
God, nice.
Great bait, mate. I rate 8 out of 8.
Nice. And I'm also trying to use more moves that also don't get me necessarily launch punished, but are, I guess, not duckable. Because 2B tech crouches like 24/7.
Yeah, the way that he's ending up killing you though is by sidestepping some of the verts.
Yeah.
I find that he's not actually ducking all that much.
I need to do more raw, like regular 6B actually, because the roll catching with the 6B, a lot of people get caught by. It's just free damage.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's a lot of that pseudo force block kind of stuff that you can do.
Both players playing as patiently as possible, but Tav running out of soul charge here. I suppose he doesn't really need to.
Oh, that's a lethal hit.
The side steps
That
are
is a
really
lethal hit.
killing you.
Big damage. That was like a classy 85 right there. Not bad. Ooh,
Oh boy.
GIs
Okay.
with the death of Yin. He's trying to go for those GIs.
I find it impossible to whiff punish GIs online.
Yeah, I feel that
Eh.
sometimes.
It just doesn't work.
That was
It's like
the
normally like, man, I should be able to like 3B this, and then you just get GI'd again.
Yep.
the
Welcome.
most
counter
rewarding thing when I played at a random Xanadu one, like right before NEC when things seemed to like be calming down with the pandemic and everything,
Mhm.
and the amount of times that I got impact countered went to 0, and my ability to whiff punish GIs went up to 100%. It was a very satisfying feeling.
Yeah, the offline's great.
Offline is amazing.
It's funny because when I went to bonus round, I was like, man, I'm gonna play so much offline at the tournament. It's gonna be so fun playing casuals. All I did was sit there and just trash talk everyone.
Toxic.
All the casuals were at
Wouldn't
like
mind playing
Florian's house.
offline.
All right, this is the Yoko Littner Yin Crescent custom,
Mhm.
driving in that Soul Calibur 6 vibe.
Run login, one of the goats, by the way.
And one of
I
the
agree.
goots.
I appreciate the fact that the hair is clipping into the scarf.
Same.
I never said the Creative Soul was perfect.
I actually still don't know how negative that move is on block.
Which one?
It's -14.
Or jumping kick, or when she throws a sword at you.
That's -14. I
Minus
don't
4
know.
to you.
Yeah, it's
I never knew.
Yeah, who would have thought?
Yeah, it's one of those moves that typically doesn't get punished.
It's actually one of her best moves versus Nightmare because his punish because she ends in tech crouch, so you can't just K it. You have to 3K it or low grab it. So the punishes aren't the best, and it also like it tech crouches, it beats armor. So it's actually pretty worth using it, which is that's one of the main reasons why I think the TB versus Nightmare matchup is actually more even than a lot of people think, or mostly because of that move, because it's really good versus him.
Yeah, that's fair.
Lopelli in the chat goes, I don't watch them dang old.
My goodness, armor's pretty good.
Armor's pretty good.
Yeah.
He learned from last time to tech after he gets flapjacked, because if not, I can get a guaranteed Grimstride A plus B or K.
Mm.
A plus B have to be like kind of fast though.
Man, he backed up so much to finally get that whip punish opportunity. Then when the whip punish opportunity arose, he had nothing.
I had nothing.
I need to just do more like raw Grimstride A's, because I'm always scared to do it because it's -16, but nobody punishes this shit, bro. Or
Wait, if you
even
have
when
it-
they do, it's just like AA. Like I just need to stop being scared of using that move. I swear to God, like there's just no reason not to be scared.
Presuming you're not dealing with somebody who's gonna potentially tech crouch.
I BB
True.
on that just because I like BB and Keelix BB is actually cracked.
I mean, when you have Terror Charge, it's a mix up.
That's true.
True.
Oh, nice.
That's the reason why people don't punish it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's literally that. If you mash after he does the first swipe, you're just going to get snatched.
The wall rising headbutt horn? Yeah. Nice. Okay. That's what it was.
I tried to GI that, but I failed. That's like how scale this damage is. Oh, I didn't fall for it.
Hop over.
What was that supposed to be?
Well, if they get up in a certain way, I either get a guaranteed back throw or a launcher, basically. Same thing works with like
Oh man, that was the largest step of the century.
no lethal hit, by the way.
Oh, no lethal hit by. Oh, that GI. What the fuck is going on? Oh, you're dead. You're so dead.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, the just frame. Oh my.
Playing golf. Let's go.
And this is an example of 2B aerial stance jink. What happened to me? How did that whiff?
Aerial opponents
Oh.
just do so much jank in this game.
Oh.
And 2B is like
I'm being sniped by her squeeze out move.
bro. It's so good. That move,
Wait, what the
That's
heck
one of-
is going on?
I'm telling you.
Look at me
like,
try to whiff punish it.
There's a reason why when I do play 2B
by roll.
that I spam
my
her
goodness.
her
I think
AGS
it's like first to 3, I think.
A plus B.
Losers round 3 is first to 3?
Wait, what type of era is the Mighty Mooks in for this?
This is
Yeah. Mighty Mooks did first to 3 for like the middle of like losers round. That's
what the why?
I think like what era of Mighty Mooks was this?
This is
in?
May last year. Last year May. Wait, but this is
Oh,
like
they
number
did the-
23. So like you're telling me that they did first to 3s before winners finals like for 23 tournaments? Holy shit.
I think most of those first to 2, but was there like an event going on or something that made the rules change? Oh no, I think the Discord just voted that they wanted
The Discord
longer sets for
why?
tournament games. I don't know.
I mean, I'm a fan of 3 out of 5 for tournament sets, but it seems like an odd choice to make out of nowhere.
Like you might as well. That's why this VOD is
first
like
to
4
2, I
hours
don't
and
know
only
what
like
that
8 man.
Technically, this is going back to older school Soul Calibur 5 when everything was 3 out of 5.
But the games are technically faster, right? Because of
Yeah, because
Brave
we didn't
Edge.
have stupid soul charges just completely eliminating the entire momentum of the game all the time.
right, and CEs being like not as cinematic, and Brave Edge actually killing you when like
Yeah, no reversal edges either.
yeah. So
And a
like,
reversal edge.
I mean, don't get me wrong, the game Soul Calibur 6 is still a very fast game. Like, it's just like the
It can be.
It's just the fact that like there are significantly less mechanics that intentionally slow down the gameplay.
yeah.
I actually don't know
Woo!
why my shoulder charge missed there. I'm pretty sure I did the tech trap.
Nice tech trap there.
Just do it again.
Do it again.
I mean, yeah. If your opponent's not really spamming,
Launchers or lows, then
yeah, Nightmare can just do a lot more crazy stuff. That's one of the thing of like when you're fighting Nightmare, you want to scare him out of using like armor things.
Mm-hmm.
it's even
because
better to just a
there's
character
only
that breaks
4.
it.
Yeah, there's only like 4 moves out of there, and honestly, none of them are. Well, yeah, 6A is not that good. 6K is meh.
Do you get a ring out from
What's the
this?
last one?
I think every
Yeah.
character
Oh
can
my
ring up.
god!
She bounced off the edge. That's nice.
Technically speaking, I don't think there's a character on the roster that's unable to get a ring up from that kind of situation.
I think yeah.
Maybe Setsuka, maybe
Oh, maybe.
because of the angle
There's
she
no
had
way
to hit.
she does.
I'll have to ask Giraffe.
Yeah.
Does Setsuka really not have wall carry? Really? I never-
I know Setsuka has some good wall combos, but I know her ring out game isn't that good.
I'd be willing to bet that there are at least some specific situations where Setsuka would be able to ring out off of the last wall hit on that stage.
Dang, this stage is really good for
Probably.
you.
The nightmare.
Wait, what stage is this? Oh yeah, Helix stage.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Also one of my favorite stages.
if I had to
Oh, yeah,
like
this
make a
is
tier
Helix
list
stage.
for whose stage, or what stages are just good for Nightmare, like this stage is huge. It's one of his best.
Geralt stage, Setsuka stage, and Keelix stage seem to be like the best ones for Nightmare.
Mhm.
Oh,
I think it's funny though, because some people are like, man, I don't want to fight Nightmare with I could have killed him there. I don't know why I didn't. But some people are like, man, I don't want to fight Nightmare on a stage that has no walls. And then they fight Nightmare on a stage with walls and they eat like 100 damage plus because I hit them once. It's the same thing with like
That's so great. And the pause before it's even better.
My goodness, what? First to threes, my goodness.
I know, right?
So what would you make grand finals? Like best 4 out of 7 or some shit like that? Like
That's
Waffle?
not
Yeah, you just
out of
continue
5.
to have it as 3 out of 5.
Oh,
That's all.
okay.
I think everything's just 3 out of
bye-bye.
5 for this tournament.
I love that move. That's probably
that
my
move.
favorite Nightmare move.
That move is toxic,
Same.
and you know it.
Nice. I love
Hope
it.
for like
I told you, GI it.
yeah,
GI
you
the move.
can like some players I fight. I don't do that move because I know they're gonna jail. Like 8-way, he'll do it. I think I'm actually just dead here.
Or like just BB it.
Oh yeah, I actually am dead.
You're dead.
My world.
Shoutouts
That's
to
a two-
Kayane.
Yeah, okay.
Right. I saw that. I was like, oh yeah, that's the 2B ring out.
That's the main thing that they always look for on a stage like this. I
Mhm.
forget what the condition is. It has to do with the previous rounds. Alright.
Dang, that was a.
When 2B does her while rising A, you can't. That jails, right? Like you can't duck the high in that. I don't think.
I'm unsure. Honestly, like at this time, I was sitting here like, man, I don't fight enough 2Bs. I think she'd be more popular, but I actually just don't fight a lot of 2Bs. It's only like Yin.
Like
It's a DLC character.
Yeah.
there was like 3 of them, and one of them stopped playing Soul Calibur. My buddy Dusty, where are you at? And then the other 2, do they even play tournaments anymore?
I don't know.
DLC characters are very rarely that like incredibly popular of a character.
Mhm.
Like not even like the more powerful DLC characters are really all that well played.
Says the Amy.
Mhm.
That's
Oh,
exactly
well,
what
she's
I'm talking about.
That's negative 16.
Yeah, it's negative 16. I was like, yep, that 6K is gonna kill and not fare well for Yin.
I mean, he's only at ring edge against 6K. I mean, he's definitely alive.
You could, yeah, I mean,
Definitely.
oh boy. But yeah, like I think like, do you have a certain approach to like bringing it back? Like, maybe was there a shift in momentum? Was like, were you just like, oh, I'm gonna armor more, and that's my adaptation? I'm gonna do.
My mindset, I'm going to be as annoying as possible.
As annoying as possible.
Yes.
All right.
I mean, I have faced him before, and I can attest. Tav is pretty crazy to
I
play.
said, I said, yeah, I'm just gonna be annoying. You think I'm not gonna armor? You thought, man, I've launched this guy 3 times. He's not gonna do it, right? Well, you should have launched me a 4th time.
All right. So this one is.
Famous clip.
Yeah. So this one is man, I can't read. Pheromontress and Tav. So Zos, Nightmare matchup. How do you feel about that? How does it work?
Let's see, when was this? This was
The same day.
like, all right. I'd say it's pretty good for Nightmare. Zos has a lot of strings,
Mm.
and And even then,
that Tav is S rank here and Veramuntress is A1. If this was in ranked mode, there would be so many points being exchanged.
I know, right?
Like what, 500 per loss?
380.
Yeah.
380? My gosh.
Wait, 380 didn't used to be more.
380 when it's one rank away. And it's
Oh,
about
wow.
650 when it's the same rank. 2 ranks away is between 120 and
650?
150. Yeah.
When you're the same rank, like you lose 2 or 3 times.
Bro,
and
I'm
your
never
rank is
playing ranked
gone. Like,
again.
And you're gone.
I'm never. I hit A5. I'm out of here. I can't take the stress.
The thing about like some of the Zaz matchups is, yeah, this character has a lot of strengths. If he does what he likes to do more often than not, he will lose to armor.
Mm.
And my damage cash out is much higher than his is, unless he has like 2 curses
I think the best
and is a
example of
lethal hit.
something. I think the best example of something like that was at NEC. A match that I commentated was Dratheon versus Round the Tryhard, and I think Dre really tried to establish a level of just, I blocked one thing, and now I'm just going to raw bubble, and I'm pretty sure he did that every round. It was very difficult for Ron to deal with.
That's a pretty good strat. Even
I thought Ron played Asta.
Nope.
no, he plays. No, well, he does play Asta
Well,
now,
yeah.
but he
Zaz
keeps
predominantly,
Zaz
and then Yoshi, he slides around to a bunch of characters. Don't you hate people who do that?
Fuck you, I do that too, alright?
Yeah, I do that too.
Talking to someone who plays like 5, 6 characters.
Right. Even more in this matchup, if I block one of his lows, I don't think Zaz has a single -12 low. I can punish like everything for a lot. Like my wall rising I16 punish hurts. My I14 punish if I have terror charge hurts. And if he ever just guesses wrong or whatever, it's ouch.
Dang, challenging that.
Wait, what was the... Wait, hold on, can we
I
go
said,
back?
I said I expect you to do 2A here, and he did something. That was the fastest decision I've ever made.
Just right in his face. You just 4 B plus K and then just kick him in the face.
Well, what was the worst thing that could have potentially happened? I'm trying to think, because without the curses, right, the worst thing that you would have eaten would have been like a 3B, which there's no chance that he's going to do a 3B in that situation, so maybe 4-6B.
Okay, that was a cool detail.
That's not a lot
Can
of
I go
damage,
back?
no.
I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back a little bit. I thought this was cool. So he's gonna CE, right? And the eye blinks. That shit's hype.
Yeah, it does.
All right, that was it.
It's like a couple of times Soul Edge blinks. I think on CE cut-in and
Yeah, that's nice.
post rounds, it will blink.
Do you think that Soul Edge is blinking out of fear or blinking out of fascination?
Ooh, pretty
Fascinating.
colors.
Like, oh no, I'm
Oh.
worried about the
Oh.
CE, or do you
Oh yeah,
think
that's right. He's dead.
Oh,
do
he
you
is
think
dead.
Soul Edge is just being like, oh, I really want this soul now?
Right.
He's hungry.
Maybe it's just
Also, that ring out carry was nuts.
Yeah, as several people say, 6-6 kill.
6-6 kill, yeah.
6 kill. I love it.
6-6. There goes
Also,
my
like-
life bar. Oh my god. Okay, he's sick.
No.
He's kind of sick, actually.
So I'm pretty sure I don't think this patch is out at this time,
Mhm.
but it used to be that characters with an I16 that crouching move, if Nightmare ever did 6A on block, they just always had a guarantee punish. Like Maxi 6A plus B, Zaz 4-6B. Hey, look how much damage it is.
Oh, so Keelix 6BB as well, probably. Oh, damn.
Yeah,
This is also a
used
first to
be-
3.
Yeah, this tournament was wild. Like all stuff like that used to be a guaranteed. Oh, no matter what Nightmare does here, because he pressed 6A, he dies basically.
So I
Then
can
they
like,
give him what was it? But now they gave him his Night Side stance A plus B that has an AGI to it against verticals.
Oh, okay.
So if he does Night Side stance, if he does 6A held into stance, and then he does that, your I16 will just get parried.
Mm.
I think like I know a lot of people say like it's an unnecessary change for that particular move. I'm like, and in that matchup, like, well, sure, it just gives you something like, okay, I know you're gonna do this, and maybe I can counter it now, but it does make some
the
things kind of
LGI
silly
is
to
very
punish.
small though. It's not really okay.
But it's just a matter of fact that it exists, and then you have to take into account that his other stance transitions still exist. Like, I don't think Sophie can stat punish 3B on block anymore. He has Terror Charge.
I'm gonna lab that real soon. That if I can just, oh boy, actually that just gave me ideas.
I also know that if somebody blocks the Knight behind stance low and you hold it and go into stance, they can't I-16 CE you either.
Oh, because of AGI?
Yeah. The AGI covers you. Of course, like, you can always say, oh, but you can just sidestep it, but it's still something you have to worry about. And if anything, by the time you decide to probably do something else that either isn't a horizontal punish, I might just hit you.
Also, Pheromontress's customs are pretty swag.
Mhm.
Got the
think this
Batman
is,
who laughs into rain. Okay.
It's a rain. I think
That's-
Pheromontress has like some of the best custom costumes I've actually seen for
You
this
got
game.
drip.
Seems to be a theme among ZOS players.
I know, right? Oh, he blocked. Oh, he blocked again.
Oh shit! No fear.
Imagine blocking versus Nightmare. You already lost. It's crazy.
Well, that's kind of funny though, because Nightmare's RE options, outside of verticals, well, his REB, they are unsafe.
Is it REK like -16?
Yeah, 16.
I am like one of the people that would say if Nightmare hits you into RE and you're not in risk of getting guard crushed, I would honestly just block. Because his REA option is -12. If he goes for the grab, you get a CE punish. And the worst case scenario, he goes for B and your guard gets broken.
I say just block more in general because it does beat the most options anyways. Like
Depends on your character.
yeah.
It depends on the character you're
stab.
fighting.
Nice. That's that.
You have to be in the situation where you're facing Nightmare and you're not in worry of getting guard crushed, aka
Right.
Fantasy Land.
And then crushing my guard again.
Unless you're, I forgot who it was. The guy whose guard just refused to break.
Forsaken
Oh,
Yamato.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
Forsaken Yamato.
Like, wow, why is your guard not breaking yet? Lethal hit on backstep, by the way.
What the hell is this
But I didn't
reset?
check.
What the hell is this reset?
And then I decided to check.
Oh no!
And I checked again.
No, you did not check there. But
Of
oh
course,
wow. Oh my.
Pheromontress came as close as he could to losing that round. Just went out of his way to drop the combo into an immediate sidestep. It was very scary.
Mm-hmm. I don't think they updated the score. I think didn't he win?
He won one, I think.
Yeah, the score's not updated yet.
Let's get some of that infamous Nightmare Soul Charge here. Whips the 6-6K.
Wow, Tav, you're pretty good.
Yeah.
How'd you do that?
I don't know.
It's some secret tech that I don't know about.
Another Soul Charge.
Opposite go for low claw into soul charge here.
Did Pheromontress go out
This
of
looks
his way
like
to lose
death.
this?
That's
Yeah,
death.
Go!
Omega Death. Let's go.
Wait, how far was that?
I play
There's
slot
mid-screen.
machines today, boys. I
It
won.
was literal mid-screen.
Literal mid-screen.
For low claw into soul charge here.
That is like a little bit more than mid-screen.
Hello, he's gonna be able to ring out with this.
Let's go. Bro, and he could have carried even further.
Yeah, he could have carried you further.
Let's go.
Yeah, 6 kill. Move is very unbalanced. Like, I know they nerfed some other people's RO carries, and then I'm looking at Nightmare like, whoa.
I don't get. They nerf Keelix and then they buff Nightmares. Like, really, dude?
You love to see it.
Love to see it, man.
Well,
He is the poster
I
boy of the game, I think.
no, that's Siegfried.
Is it? Oh yeah, true, Siegfried. Yeah, totally.
Yes.
Yeah, he is what?
One way or another, Nightmare is going to be the poster boy.
I want people to make an AI program of Keith David's voice, and I want that to be my document.
I
Dude,
miss
walk up
Spawn.
step is actually like one of the best options. Like, as I'm seeing right now.
Hey, wake up step is.
Oh, he's dead. He's dead. Oh, he's not.
No, he
dead.
doesn't have.
No, he's not. I didn't have the angle. If I had the angle, yeah, he was dead. Because AGA would have just said, "Oh man."
Definitely gonna help contribute to Akko so he could buy the Nightmare NFT for 7.
Look at my meter gain.
Well, the thing that's
Oh.
blowing my mind is that Pheromontress just died because he did a vertical in the previous game, right? And
Yeah.
then this match starts and he loses 2/3 of his health because he did the exact same thing 2 times in this
Mhm.
round.
That is a really
I
I think
feel
he
like
didn't
I
keep
would
the
be
close
more
dead.
scared of doing that. I don't know.
No fear.
goes. Where is Necrid?
I feel like you should have fear.
Oh no, this is probably fear time.
Owned by Todd McFarland, so
I'm almost at 2 bars. He won, by the way, and I still have more meter.
see Necrid again, the answer is you'll see him in another realm game.
Oh my gosh.
That one.
Killing people with AGA is so funny because
It
they're just
is.
like they're just walking around, and then you
They just get
see a
slapped.
flash, and then the person just going flying across the stage.
I know, right? It's great.
He doesn't let anybody use his characters.
It's like,
Also,
oh,
the
I'm
score
playing the
still hasn't
game
been
and
updated
I'm
yet.
dead. Okay.
I think this is what, like
That's who it was.
1-1?
Jeff Bridges.
Yeah, this is 1-1.
So,
I
That
don't know
dice
what
is
happened
weird.
there.
how the fuck do you get out of that one?
You micro stepped with the one.
Alright, he
or
kicked you in the
2, 3,
net.
6, probably, and then
All right, time.
Yeah, my AGA is a powerful move.
you love to see it.
Dude, how are you so good?
Second dark meter.
Dropping all of
All right, 9K to go. Oh my gosh, he's dead.
Hmm.
Man, Faramund just has such an impossible time closing out rounds. Every opponent he
Be that
has
way.
gets Dark Legacy when they get Yellow Health.
Comeback factor.
His anime mode.
Everybody, he has the anti-comeback factor.
Yeah.
Comeback
I'm
factor.
winning. It's
See,
For those
if
who
you
follow
don't succeed,
football.
try again.
yeah. For those who follow football, there's a meme that when the Niners QB is up in the second half, then the Niners will lose. But if they're down, they will win. So we always try to have them lose, so we can win later.
If you include online sets, Xander and I have played against each other in tournament. I'm gonna say like 5 or 6 times.
hmm
The person who wins the first game always loses the set.
Do you like try to
Wow.
throw first game then? It's like, no, you hit me. No, you hit me.
None of us want to believe.
Try to break
in
the curse.
None of us want to believe in the ritual that heavily that we're gonna sack the first game of a 1st to 2 set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you smack me first. You swing first.
Even then, how hard would that be if both people are trying to lose?
There's a South Park episode about that. They were like trying to lose in like the little league, but like every other team was trying to lose.
Tav's not letting this one go without a fight. He's also sitting on plentiful.
Well, grab game kind of nice. You get some guard damage right there. That reaches for some reason.
On that soul attack, guys.
Yeah, it's the longest I-16 punish.
Leave other than
Oh.
This is the IC Zaz near ledge. I decide not to play this game.
Yeah, Asta's
Well, at this point, he should just like mash like a 2A once or twice so he can get a bar, but he gets it anyway.
He gets it.
Yeah, that's where I didn't hear no bell comes from. That's where this.
He forgot about the string.
Yeah, the young string.
can't forget about that second hit in Terror Charge.
Yeah, KB's pretty good.
KB is kind of nice.
It's really good. Especially on counter hit while you're in terror charge, and then you get the 6-6B after. I think it's like 70 damage. It's so good.
Yeah, I-14 punishment or just in general is really good.
color his hair orange. That's what I did.
In terror charge, at least.
I don't know this reference. Is this Steve Harvey?
Bro, his punishment without terror charge, in terms of like
Yes.
his,
It's absolutely
it's like
horrible.
it's like Wall Rising K is like one of the weirdest moves ever. It's
Isn't it -1 hit
It's-
when it's not counter hit?
like 14 or so damage, plus 0 on hit, but negative 16 on block. It's really weird.
CE that I don't know. I don't know why they just decided to make Wild Rising K just -16. Like, why does it need? It's not even that good of a move. Like, especially not in terror charge. Like, it's pretty bad. Why is it
Isn't it
-16?
weird?
It makes no sense.
It's a negative 16 without terror charge, and if you do the string with terror charge,
Mhm.
it's
duck it, yeah.
actually more negative because you can duck it. Or if they don't duck it, but you also didn't enter into stance, you can still I-12 punish it. It's really weird. I don't know why that moves frame data is that way, but it's really weird.
Muntress, that's just on another level.
I'm surprised he's not just 4-6 being me when I do 6A on block yet. I mean, 2A is still a guaranteed punish. I don't think this is the patch that I get the no U AGI.
Sauce prevents you from stepping and prevents you from getting momentum in a lot of cases, especially when it closes.
Dang, he challenged that.
Mm-hmm.
So like he just has free reign.
This stage is a lot.
Like now he's in a suit too.
Yeah, the references, I'm pretty sure this is the kind of suit that Steve Harvey had when he had that big gaff at the
Oh, I done fucked up. Yeah.
Miss Universe or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, relinquish.
Oh, relinquish. Yeah.
Oh, that's a shame. I'd be willing to bet that he tried to side step there, but he got 2 instead, so it ended up just being a duck without guard,
With,
Mhm.
Yeah, with all the guard.
even though it was probably going to catch a side step anyway.
Yeah, yeah, probably.
Paramontrus with the advantage opts to pop a soul
Oh, what a 9K.
Very good move too.
So are you still trying to be as annoying as possible right now?
Oh, always.
Always.
Well, I think the idea is that he's just armoring through all of the strings, because that's like the 85th time it's happened in the set.
Mhm.
Well, history does repeat itself.
Can't do that versus Zaz. History AB is pretty good. Answer to 6B. And I don't have
Oh my
meter,
gosh.
a bar meter.
That combo. Tav is getting a lot of scenarios where he's able to make one really accurate read, one really accurate guess, and just completely flip the tables with these.
Does he bring this game back? I think he does.
Well, he's got the meter to do it.
He does.
The moment
Oh,
6BB is
no.
whiffed,
Yeah,
he
see,
goes back.
it's these drills, man. These drills. We were talking about that during the
You live by the drill, you die by it.
2B match too.
Hello, opts to go for guard damage, it looks like.
Man, going for that low there was super ballsy. I'm just gonna say that.
Gotcha.
Oh boy.
Yeah, Steve
I was hoping
Harvey,
he would
bro.
he would press like a 2A or something with shorter reach so I can get a lethal hit.
All right. Well, both players sitting at
But no, he pressed something long and I just died.
final round. Paramontrus needs to win this match in order to continue onwards to the next fight. He would have. Tav
Oh.
needs to close this out.
Now
Zaz damage. I don't know why he hurts this bad, but
Christ.
It's Zos.
It's so good, bro.
He just gets to do that.
He hurts so much.
mm-hmm.
Good AGA there.
I frankly
Zaz
haven't
damage
been
is
that-
actually like
I haven't been scared of Zalsamo since they nerfed his reverse ring out game. Like, obviously he has scary stuff, like every character does, but the real frustrating thing was removed, and
Oh, yeah.
I'm nowhere near as worried about the character as I used to be.
mm-hmm.
I guess, yeah, I mean, Monument's kind of nice against this character, and so is back parry. And there we go.
Oh, the shoulder.
We're going to game 5, boys, in losers' quarters.
This is like, I don't know what my move's role set is now. I actually do not know.
It
I
just
don't know
came
if they
back
still
again, right?
do.
Wasn't there this long ass hiatus or something?
I don't think so. I think they were still doing the tournament under dojo rules because they got their tournament registered as a dojo event.
I don't think he was
Once-
doing it every week for a while.
Yeah. I don't think he was doing it every week, but I'm not sure how long of a break they actually went for.
Back throw, okay.
Yeah, the back grab. That back grab does like 80 damage too. It's such a really strong back.
Also, I can't punish that launcher. Is a 4/4 A plus B. It's -12.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Also, lethal hits me if I ever backs up. But
Yeah, you got so lucky right there.
Wha-
Do it
wha-
again!
Looking for the ring.
No fucking way!
6 AGAs.
You gotta do what you gotta do. It's
Yeah, it's on him to try and crouch something like that.
Yeah.
mhm.
Oh,
You gotta respect it.
this is your game to lose right now. Like, that's that, like, bro.
Or it was a good option.
How?
So Solomon going to take round number 1.
Lethal hit for having no meter.
Cancel?
Oh yeah, that's gonna be fat.
Nice.
Oh, that's a ring out.
Oh, goodbye world. Oh, never mind.
Oh, no, goodbye, world.
But yeah, once again, he's not trying to duck, and it's a shame because that's like one of the ways that he still does get a reverse ring out.
Mhm.
Like he definitely has a way of like conditioning you out of something like that.
Tav doing a lot of round start bubbles.
Yeah, wall raising B or something like that would actually work.
Paramontrus immediately throws that at the start of
I actually forget how negative his wall raising B is on block.
Those really big space controlling attacks that Zos can throw out.
I think right now he's just trying to like, oh, you're armoring, so let me use armor busters.
Yeah, single moves, single lows. I think that's probably the way that he should have been going from the start.
Yeah, but any whiff punish at this point is a ring out, so.
So he has to respect it.
Live and
Not
die by the
getting a
drill.
whip on-
Oh yeah, that's good knowledge. That's good
Yeah, that was
knowledge.
Well, the deal
Yeah, 3A KB.
Yep.
You duck the second, you step the last, you kill him.
watching him do run back
I don't know how I got dragged into that. I thought I was
I thought you
safe,
could just hold
but
3 and get out of it. I know Keela can. That's how I figured out how to get out of that string.
You can step
Makes me
the
fat.
you can step the K.
You could step the B after you block the K.
Oh, yeah, I can't do that. I think most people have to duck and then
Is Keela just privileged?
I mean, there's a lot of characters in the game that can step things they shouldn't be able to.
That is true.
Like
Aswell
Aspa.
could step BBB on hit for Keelix, so it's just like, bro, how is that like the
Wait,
worst?
what?
Yeah, I've showed this multiple times on stream.
That's funny.
As well can duck Amy's aim as A plus B break attack.
Can duck it?
Yeah.
What does he do? Does he phase into a different like dimension?
It probably has to do with science.
Yeah, so yeah, probably science.
I assume it's science related.
All right, so this is double Luigi right now, pretty much. All right, got a few curses. Life lead pretty much the same. What are you thinking about right now as you're going through this?
I'm going to kill him when he does a
Yeah, he's
mistake.
dead.
Oh yeah, he is.
That's what I'm thinking
yeah,
of.
He's okay.
I would have wake up CE'd if I was him. That's sad. It would have been so toxic. Oh,
3K Pog.
3K again. Do it again.
Yeah,
Do it again.
3K.
There we go. Let's go.
All right.
Jeez.
Low committal 3K is a godly weapon.
There's also the.
Yeah, I think you're right. Oh yes, my favorite matchup: X versus Nightmare.
Oh, okay. We could see this. How bad is it?
Disgusting. I don't think there's any Nightmare that has fun when they play this matchup.
I actually do. I actually like.
Cosmo, you are like the only one with the hottest of takes.
That's supposed to be me.
Where do you think?
I
Okay,
was-
okay. Tab, where do you think Nightmare is in the top 10 list?
I don't know.
The top 10 list?
Yeah.
5. Top 5.
All right, fair enough. What is
I think
going
he's
on?
really good. I think something was happening with the connections or someone's buttons.
Mm-hmm.
I forget what was happening around this time, but we had to restart. Or maybe someone can spectate. I don't know what was happening.
So
This
how do you
matchup
approach
is
this matchup?
kinda of course, because I'm Nightmare, I still do insane amount of damage, but X is also a character that will bleed me to death. She has armor busters to an extent with her multiple low attacks. Her grabs can be scary. She has a safe launcher. Well, she has a safe launcher. Her 22B can be armored, but
Oh.
3B.
does 3B get armored too?
I was under the impression it did not, but I'm not sure.
Does 3B do
She
more
still
than
has-
21 damage? Because if the answer is yes, then it will break armor. Which I actually might program or hard code Nightbot into having my own frame data bot in my stream.
And I I think I am probably one of the worst people when it comes to fighting X. This character is
Yep, that's CE.
really frustrating to fight.
Yeah, that's CE coming in real hot.
Time to guess.
You're minus 20 time to minus or I-12 CE.
Oh, 3B breaks armor? Okay.
I knew it.
Nice.
It's always 6BA.
Yeah, but what if it isn't though?
Yeah, what if this is?
Well, sucks to suck, right? Like, I don't know. Like, I would die to it too.
There's like a lot of mind games in this matchup too. Like
Oh my gosh.
anytime I GI, I guess.
What the heck is
Yeah,
this
see, I'll
damage?
hurt.
Shanghua knows no damage, by the way.
No damage, by the way. I think she has like one of the harder hitting
Yeah, lethal hits. It's
lethal hits.
whiff on reversal edge does like 130 or 120 or some shit.
Like right now, because I know like some of the mind games X likes to go for. I'm trying to play around those, but
I don't think
Cynthia's, like,
Jordan cares.
Really good. Really good.
I don't think Jordan really cares.
Me either. I think I'll do like
Fine, you
22
fired this guy.
A on block, and he might go for the AGI lethal hit.
Mm-hmm.
So who knows?
Very strong start there.
Who's hornier, her or Dowden?
Just like it's just a matter that I can be bled to death in this matchup. There's not many times X puts herself at risk versus me, other than whiffing.
I feel like X bleeds out everybody in every matchup.
Not Amy.
Oh, okay.
Or Astaroth,
Okay.
apparently, from what I've
Every
heard.
time we talk about character matchups, Amy is like.
Yeah, yeah. Why
we're
is
talking
Amy
about
always
her.
there? Is Amy the best character in the game?
She used to have the best matchup chart in the game for sure.
Oh wow.
Well, I mean, in my opinion.
You got Terror Charge makes you an actual character?
I still think Roth is slightly better, but that's still though. Amy's broken.
I mean, Amy has 3A.
That is true.
Raphael
Amy
does not,
3A is really good.
Raphael does not have something to the same level.
Dang, that was not a punish. Feels bad.
No. That's plus.
Yeah,
I don't
plus
know
2.
why I don't GI that.
Nah, nerfs happened.
I mean, even if you GI it, it's going to be a pretty low level, right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I'm being mixed. I think that's what I can say about like.
AOPAA into 2K is goaded apparently. Oh my goodness.
He did it. He did that auto GI too.
I feel like
Didn't
every
he do
time
the other
Shanghua
one for,
hits
like,
me, I'm already
everything?
like feeling bad, even though I have a life lead. I'm like, dang.
I mean,
It really just has to do with the bar. The second that you have yellow life and she has a bar, that's when you really have to be scared.
Yeah, it's just like,
boss character unlocked. You were doing like small pokes, but I mean, now look, who's at danger here? It's me. Oh, never mind. I got lucky.
It's not even like I read. It's just like, wow, I guessed right.
Did you fully charge this too? Like that was.
No, I pressed.
No, that was just the lag.
Okay.
That made it seem like it was longer than anticipated.
Mhm.
Why is that so funny?
I don't know. I don't think X has a block punish lethal hit. By the way, look how much health I lost. This is just off of like small pokes.
Where'd the
X
health
does-
bar go, bro?
X
Wait,
does no
what?
damage.
X does not have a block punish lethal hit, I don't think.
No, I don't think she does.
I don't think so.
It would
Yeah,
be
the post
crazy
GI
if
lethal
she
hit.
did, because why would you even use it when you have CE unless it
Well,
did more damage?
her post
If your
RE and
opponent
post
is
GI monster-
is minus 12 just lethal hit though, might as well. She's already broken. I don't know.
Oh my gosh, actually mixed.
Tried to GI, but then I got impact countered.
Can't even whip Punisher. Alright, eat.
Oodles.
2 bars.
Now, Incendiate's is the kind of person who actually will use X Soul Charge. I'm actually kind of surprised he didn't Soul Charge there. Or, I mean, CE there.
Bro, look how scared I am.
Oh, well. What?
Oh.
Yo, you got robbed.
Hey, play on net code, you gotta deal with it. You gotta deal with the net play.
Bro, you're about to get robbed again. Okay, never mind. 3K.
3K
3K is
dude.
goaded.
Yeah, really good move.
This guy's just raw 3 bead.
Well, it's totally the same.
Yeah,
I mean,
can't
he
punish.
does that even when it's unsafe, honestly.
Welcome to another episode of Nightmare is a balanced character.
Oh my lord.
Good games.
Oh my god!
How is this character mid-tier at best, Kazi?
Look,
I like how that's a legitimate 50-50 for
is.
6
6K is really good, but we
It
already
is.
know.
If you-
I'm not doing this again.
I sat there, I was like, yeah, man, my character's sick.
Not even Purple Amy can pull that off.
Not
Yeah,
even
true.
Keela could pull that off. With like 2 sticks of butter.
I sat there in soul charge. I was like, yeah, if I GI anything at this angle, he dies. If he doesn't re-GI. And there was no re-GI.
Nice.
Yeah, Nightmare's like... He's really good. Even though it's like kind of weird to me that a lot of people say Nightmare is like very, very strong. Or I've seen some people say he's top 1, but
Yeah, me.
no, like they don't really like play him in tournaments that much. I don't know why that whiffs.
I guess Thermidor is probably the
No
Nightmare player
way.
that I've dealt with in tournament the most often.
Mhm. Like you have like your couple of
Thermidor makes any character look top 1 though.
I find that his other characters are pretty trash, to be honest. Whenever he plays a non-Nightmare character, it's like he's the kind of person who complains about not being able to punish I-12s with Nightmare, and then he'll play a character that does have an I-12 punish, and he won't do them.
he won't do them.
I am
That's
very
actually-
surprised that Insenia decided to keep with the stage, but I guess there's plenty of stages that could have potentially been worse.
He probably was like,
Um,
I got gimmicked once, won't happen
he-
again.
We did random match rematch.
Oh, and just
So,
got the same stage? I missed it. Okay.
yeah, you know how they decided to pollute
Yeah.
random select with like, yeah, here you go, you can have the forest at 3 different times. Or this stage,
There's a lot of Nightmare out there at tourneys. I feel like not so much. Let's see. Who's there?
I honestly can't think of one other than Thermidor.
Thermidor,
Unless, of course, you're including online stuff.
Stellar.
Oh, sure.
I think
Stellar
like
Jake with me last
Stellar,
night. It was so fun. And
like
you just
Stellar
got X'd.
Dratheon when he shows up.
Oh, yeah, Dratheon.
Yeah, Ray just hasn't been to a tournament in a long time.
Tav. I mean, I count Tav.
If I show up. Oh, Vesper. Yeah, I think Vesper still means
Yeah,
Nightmare.
there you go. Yeah, there's a good handful of them.
Yeah, there's a good hand.
And he's, I think, still one of, if not the most the most popular character.
Hey,
online.
Stellar was good. Hopefully you hydrated
really?
enough so
I
you
don't
didn't
really
die the
fight-
next morning.
I don't really fight nightmares anymore.
I mean, everyone wants to be just a cool, edgy knight. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, everybody loves a phallic weapon.
Oh, you're right. You're right. I heard Cootie won against you. She 3-0'd me and left. Didn't even run it back.
Ooh.
I think I've actually
GG,
fought,
shake
like,
my hand and
more-
you.
more Hamaro than nightmare.
She was like, wow, it's getting late. I'm like, wait a second, you're already up at 3. She's like, I gotta go. I'm like, I hate you.
I feel like part of like why the spectator mode streams because I think Pager's like other side of the state. Wait, no. Where is he?
Cager's West Coast.
Oh yeah, even worse. Far.
Oh my gosh.
That was-
I decided to do a vertical. I got.
I'm better now, but I was dead. Yeah, I woke up in the morning. I'm like, I'm not doing this. So I went back to sleep.
I will have revenge for the thing that happened 18
Nice.
weeks ago.
Now 60K.
Okay, why?
I was
An interesting choice.
Against Jordan, why?
so if a X does Crybaby against a Nightmare or a Siegfried, and we respond with 4-4K, we get the OTG, which does like 40 damage. We just land on top of you. I think there's a Florida Man clip of that actually happening.
I mean, if you want to go far back enough, there's plenty of clips in previous Soul Calibur iterations too.
Watch the Soul Calibur 2 tournament. It's like really choppy. It was like, yeah, look, you did it.
Oh wow, he just load you and CE'd you, and you're about to die. My gosh.
Lows, my only.
I didn't think that was the thing. I did not know she had that move.
Yeah.
X Soul Charge is something I don't see ever.
Mhm.
That's
So I'd
honestly probably one of the main reasons why you did it. There's obviously a huge reason to do it because you were dead to a CE on its own, so you might as well just also be a character in Soul Charge. But it just happens so rarely to see an X in Soul Charge that there's not really a whole lot of people that know what's up. They really only kind of know about AAB, and that's it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
AAB into her mix up there, and then
The nice thing about dealing with X and Soul Charge is that you'll be like, oh man, I don't know what's going on. And then she'll do like 3 moves, and then her Soul Charge is out. I'm like, oh, thank God that's over.
Oh, is
Yeah,
that
we
one
had
of
to
the
be
shorter
for a
soul
very
charges?
short amount of time. It's ridiculously short. That's one of the major weaknesses of it.
Oh.
They gave all the time to grow.
Oh.
True.
I didn't
Yeah,
know
gross
everyone
soul
had a
charge,
varied. I
yeah.
thought it was just 15 seconds for everyone.
Well, it has to do with which moves also drain the Soul Charge. So, for instance, Astaroth had a handful of buffs with regards to moves that he'll use that are Soul Charge specific moves, but will not drain the Soul Charge meter. Grow has the exact same kind of thing. Meanwhile, X did not receive those kinds of buffs, so that the Soul Charge moves that she uses, powerful as they may be, which I do think that they are pretty good, they drain a significant amount of Soul Charge bar.
Mm.
that's also why.
Does 236
Sorry, go ahead. Oh, okay. Well, that's
Good.
also one of the adjustments for as well. His soul charge costs more now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think the only
Wait,
thing
it
that
costs more?
Yeah.
His soul charge, his weapon arts and soul charge, they cost more now. His soul charge is
Oh.
one of the shorter ones now. It used to be kind of lengthy, but now it's pretty short.
Mm.
I think he does like 3 weapon. I think he does like what is it, 2 6/6 A+Bs and like 1 weapon art, and he just it's gone.
Mm.
Or does like 3 weapon arts in this one.
Crow can literally do teleports in Avenger for 720 hours, and it doesn't affect it whatsoever. I think the only thing that affects the soul charge timer now is like 1 AK and stuff.
Yeah, 1 AK, and of course if he does like his teleport follow-ups and 3 BB, but even then the cost isn't that high.
Mm.
Very, very low.
The Ghost Soul charge is like actually amazing.
Does
Also one of my other
Estes,
favorite characters.
236A burn soul charge? I forget. I don't.
It should. Or wait, or probably her. Oh, the Beyblade.
Yeah, the Beyblade.
Yeah, the 214A. I think it burns a little bit. I think hers is one of the shorter ones in terms of like what moves she can do to
Wow.
drain her gauge, I guess. Also, I did duck that move because I thought a low was coming, and I did not know that there's a mix-up between the 2 options. Between the I guess the mid and the high. I did not know there's 2 different versions, and I found that out. I was like, oh, I wish I knew that earlier.
They look the same though.
Mhm.
I was playing with Alpine and he's like, "This is the high," and then he was like, "This is the mid," and I'm like, "They look
Wait,
the
which
same."
They look the same.
Because I ducked it once, he was like, "Wow, good." I'm like, "What?"
What were we talking about? I don't even know.
Oh my gosh! What?
Duck 4-4A.
All right, well now we know.
Oh, you tried to see.
Yeah, I tried to go for the CE there, but it didn't work. If he did 2A, I probably would have been able to
Does he get the
suss it
wink?
out.
Not get. He does
Actually,
not get
I
it.
actually don't know how the interaction works. I think because of the CE just takes priority over anything else that's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Says no, you get counter hit because if someone tries to like mash an I-12 option like 2A after 6/6B, critical edge is a what is it? Yeah, critical edge is a punish to their 2A.
All right. I think those were all the sets for Tav. So now we have
Yeah,
this
they were.
card, and we Kazano's already filled in some stuff.
Oh, excellent.
So usually we like to do some like actual analysis, and then we always have like a joke one.
Oh, great.
But yeah. So we already sidestepped your. Do you like to move a lot? I think that's like, and sometimes when you start your set or the round starts, you literally run up to them and then step, and it's just like, this works.
This does work.
I'm like, okay.
Maybe they think I'm gonna like tech crouch, and
they just
who
BB
knows?
you or something.
Yeah. I do like to move a lot though. That's like one of the weaknesses I know of me that I've tried to beat out. Especially because like a lot of characters have very powerful run counter moves like Grow 6A series. Hilda, anything that's a run counter.
Anything, yeah. Behold.
And behold. Redrick Slice, and I'm gone.
Right, true, yeah. Triple J, you want to add any like notes to Tav's card?
I really feel like you tend to know about particular moves that are going to be ridiculously high damaging, probably what you kind of have to do with Nightmare, and you just pick an option. You go through a wheel of options that are going to potentially win in this scenario. Those typically end up being Drill or a 6 KK. And it'll be like a slight side step into a 6 KK or a backstep into a Drill. The only problem that I have is that both of those lose the side step. And that ended up being, in a handful of the sets that we saw, ended up being the killer. So I think you may presume too much that people will end up ducking when they feel like they'll just be. It's kind of funny. Like if you, there were moments in some of these sets where you would do AGA like 5 times, And in your head, it seemed like you were thinking, okay, surely that was enough. Now I get to do like the vertical, and your opponent was like, "Nah, I'm still
That is
gonna do
that
this
is
because the
exactly what
vertical-
happened.
because the
Loses to
vertical's too scary.
unconditional people.
The AGA because the vertical's too scary. There's no reason statistically to try and like you would need to be slammed so heavily so often by AGA to even feel like it's worth potentially eating a vertical that if you get hit by it once, you're dead. So
Yeah.
it's a matter of you may give your opponents too much credit in thinking that you have somehow conditioned them into thinking that now is the time to do the thing that I actually want to do.
This is
Yeah,
why I
that's pretty
spam
good.
AGA so much, because it is really, really hard to get people to stop stepping in Soul Calibur 6. People
Well,
just
especially
love
now, yeah,
pressing
step duck
Especially
meta
now,
is-
yeah. Step duck meta, BB. Mid, everyone cries. Mid horizontal, please. Mid hories are like actually really good. Those like delayed verticals though. If you just catch someone's timing and then you just kill them.
Game plan.
Game plan. Annoy them.
Yeah, I think this is pretty good. Do you have any tournament places
Significant-
online or offline that you're proud of that you wanna put in here? Like
Let's
a
see,
flex.
well, I won the first Mighty Mooks.
So
I believe I tied for 9th out of 64 for the first Deus Ex Kylo. And I also won the most recent Slip Out tournament.
Hey.
If you were going to say it, I would have been awfully upset.
Deus Ex
Of course I
Kylo
was gonna say it.
I
number
probably would have
1
left the stream.
would be 9th place. And then what was it? Slip out number 3?
Did we give a name to that one?
I'm not sure. I can look.
I'm gonna check it.
Wait, when you AGA somebody in Slip Out, do they like just go flying? Like
Did they
even
slide?
further?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Oh,
slide.
that's why you.
I think like the
That
highlight
makes
clip
a
is like
lot of sense. Also, wait,
think-
doesn't 66K just like go like across the map then, like no matter how fucking?
Yeah,
long
it's
it is?
actually
might-
a useless move because you'll ring yourself out.
yeah,
much
you ring
more
yourself
easier.
out.
That's crazy.
I think one of the moves that like really won me was I landed a drop kick against someone's guard and they they went
just died?
flying.
Oh, okay.
Yo, can I find that clip? JJJ, what's your YouTube channel?
Wait, did they like? Can you if you 44K their guard, do they just like fly off the map or like do they like just
They do.
go-
They
just
go
fucking eat
far.
fly
shit and
off
die.
the map. they just fly off the map. That's
Oh, they found-
crazy. So you
alright.
can't even block
I
Nightmare.
thought, oh, that's just my
Oh, that's
YouTube
his
profile.
channel.
But
All right. I'd actually say you're a little bit more aggressive than defensive. I don't. You like literally move around and spam AGAs
True.
and 6 kill and all that stuff. So I'd probably say you're like around here.
Slippy Spring Showdown was the Slip Out tournament.
Slippy Spring Showdown.
Oh, let's go! I found it. Okay, let me see if I can find this drop clip. I just need to see it.
This
What's the
is.
next? What's the next slip out, by the way?
The next.
Oh, I don't know. I got to admit, I lost a lot of money on the third Slip Out
Oh
tournament.
no!
So
Oh,
that
for-
was
was it
that was
Parsec?
kind of a killer. It was Parsec,
It was
but
Parsec.
also
Oh.
so what we did was it was the first one that we had a matcherino for.
Uh-huh.
And I decided to do this thing where I was like, okay, if we get like, so in case you guys didn't know, the Slip Out champion, I buy a caution slippery when wet sign and I send it to them.
No fucking way.
Yeah, so the matcherino was supposed to cover a portion of that cost.
Uh-huh.
And then I think it was Two Swords ended up just like, so I was hoping to get like $50 or something like that in the matcherino, and we got like over 500. And I started just like, okay, well if it's gonna be that heavy, then like I'm just gonna do stretch goals. And so what I did was everyone in top 8
Gets a
got a sign. So Tav got the big sign.
I still have it.
Yeah, Nitty got a slightly smaller sign,
Uh-huh.
and then everybody else got another version of the smaller sign, except it was in Spanish.
How much
Would
do
you
those
guys like to
cost
see?
anyway?
Oh, except for
Like,
do you have
CJ,
it?
I think CJ got one in Mandarin.
Oh, that's high.
Wow.
Do you have the clip?
Because they
You
ran.
guys-
They ran.
Yeah,
out of
I do have the
time.
clip.
Alright, send it over,
It's
send it
right
over.
here. Posted in collab voice text.
Alright.
What is the timestamp? It's an hour and 56 minutes and 43 seconds exactly.
All the way.
Wait, fuck! I looked away for a second. Okay. Oh my god!
Who's Slippy Slip Slip?
Oh, that's Master Teacher.
I think that's Grandma's Got Game.
No, that wouldn't be. That wouldn't have been
Kept
his name.
going. It's so nice. He got up to it and he was still sliding.
It's Flippy Slip
Right.
Slip versus half Slip 2-3.
This is content.
It's also important to note that how Maru's Rage CE will do the exact same thing.
Yeah, we'll do the
Isn't
exact
how Maru
same
like
thing.
top 3 once you have rage?
That's how Maru I think is top 1 slip out.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Maru's slip out game is pretty ridiculous.
2AA is undefeatable because it just goes like the full screen and it's like unpunishable.
Mm-hmm.
Rage CE is fantastic. Bare Knuckle Stance K will go practically full screen. Yeah, he's fantastic. I honestly feel like Hamaru is the best slip out character.
Yeah, best slip out character ever.
Nightmare is really high up. Siegfried is really high up.
Hong's god tier.
Huang, honestly, we haven't had a slip out. So the problem with Huang is that a lot of his shit will just ring himself out.
I've been replaying
So
it
it's
for
really,
the past
really
2 minutes. This is
So there's a
good.
handful of characters that are really powerful, but are also glass cannons. Like the slightly below top tier are characters that are very powerful, but will also potentially kill themselves. People like Gro as well. These characters you had to be very, very careful about. That's why what you do is one of the pieces of the format when it comes to the slip out tournaments is that the person who loses a game gets to pick the next stage.
Oh.
And so you get to pick your character and you get to pick your stage. And that allows characters like Cervantes to go onto the Astral Chaos stage and just do IGDR, which will go from one end of the stage to the other end of the stage and be completely unpunishable. And you just immediately do IGDR again. And you just constantly go back and forth in an That was one thing that CJ and Sendiate, when they entered my slip out tournaments, would do a lot. They would create like builds that they would have, like a character on a specific stage, and it would be impossible to beat them.
Like Castle Aswell, for example. That was hilarious.
That's the other thing. That's the other thing about the format is when you win with a character, you can't play that character again.
Oh, okay.
You have to play a unique character in every single game of a set.
Okay.
Win or lose.
Win or lose?
Yeah, win or lose. That character's gone. You better pick your characters.
Otherwise, the entirety of slip out tournaments would just be like how Maru mirrors. That's stupid.
That'd be kind of
Yeah,
funny.
everyone would be drinking the sauce. It would be pretty funny.
Drinking the sauce.
How? So I'm guessing Aswell 6/6 A plus B just rings himself out and it goes like across the entire stage. Okay.
That's the reason why you pick the character on an all wall stage. Because then if you're in the castle, you're just you're just going all over the place, you're slipping to and fro. Hinder.
I need to go and wait. Can you training mode slip out?
You can go into versus mode, slip out offline, but there's no training mode.
Damn, I want to like try it out some more.
I know,
I haven't
right?
played like slip out at all.
We were playing
I wanna
drunk
see
slip
what
out
you can
last
do.
night.
Oh, I should have stayed.
Without me? Oh no.
You had to
Drunk
go.
slip out.
I was drinking
just
after you left anyways.
You guys just called it drunk slip out. Shouldn't it be called drip out?
Drip out.
Drip
All right, that's
out.
what we're doing next time if I'm drinking.
Drip
in
or
this
drown.
parsec.
I thought about that for like 0.5 seconds. You guys didn't come up with it the whole night.
I was drunk.
I don't know what that means.
Okay, fair enough. That means I'm
already
like
went over this.
half as intelligent. All right, okay.
I've never tasted alcohol before.
Okay, fair enough. Just want to let okay, so yeah, I didn't think of it. Just no excuses.
I assume it's like mint chocolate. Is it like mint chocolate?
It's worse.
No.
Oh. I already hate mint chocolate a lot.
Alcohol. I hate a lot of stuff, and alcohol is pretty high up there. It's probably it might actually be number one for like this.
Like up there with like poverty.
Poverty's pretty fucking bad. Yeah, no.
Wow.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah, poverty is pretty bad. All right. Well, we have the downloaded, so I have to edit this in Paint because.
All right.
All right. So, I think your neutral's pretty good.
4 or 5. I say 4.
There's 5. No chief.
5 neutral master.
5 is like
No, it's fair.
Zev.
Right, yeah, 5
that's
is
four.
Zeph tier. Zeph and
That's
Cindy
four.
when he's on the like any character,
Mm-hmm.
especially his Ivy. Like one thing I will say about like Soul Calibur 6 in general, when I watch like high level tournaments, and I like to compare the strengths/weaknesses of different characters, and then I like to say, man, this character has more range than this character over here. But when I go watch people play them in tournament, unless one of the players is like really trying the hardest to play at like this range,
Mm-hmm.
everyone's playing like really close.
That is true.
Everyone, no matter the character, they're playing really close. I think like one of the only examples of someone playing like their range that they're really good at was like when I saw Amy Lionheart versus I think Yoshi 6
Mhm.
in a tournament. Yeah, and yeah, Amy spaced Yoshi to death. Like I like when I saw Amy backstep Yoshi 66K and then punish with like a launch, I was like, whoa. That actually was very impressive. That's just one thing I just kind of noticed to an
Mhm.
extent. Like, yeah, he might have super long range, but for some reason everyone still plays really close.
Mm.
And I don't know if that's an issue with like you can't really zone people out in Soul Calibur, I guess, like you would in a 2D game. Or I'm not sure what to call it. But that's
Mm.
just what I see.
Okay.
Ivy's like the only character that can like really keep people out. Not even
Mhm.
Mina can like do it that well. To be
Like if you're
honest.
talking like full screen, yeah.
Yeah. It is funny that like in mid stage or 6 A held, I think, one of those moves has like a dead zone.
Mm.
Well, both hits will completely miss, and then you just punish her.
Yeah, it's minus 20, I think, or something like that. Anyway, all right. So I'm okay with the 4. Is all consensus of a 4.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, I don't feel like it'd be fair if I rate my own card, so I'm gonna let the other people do it.
Kwong has coerced me to give him a 5 for execution. I'm still waiting on that PayPal check. But yeah, no, I'm okay with the 4. Whoop. All right. I don't. Is Nightmare a character that requires execution?
I would say
Mm.
Nightmare's like
Because if not, then
like a 2,
Not really.
like a 2 for execution.
I just give
and that's
3s.
Just,
I just give.
It's
3s.
only for certain combos, and AGA isn't as hard as people.
Yeah,
it's only
grab a 3.
it's only for certain combos, and then level 2 post GI game is where his execution comes in.
Mm-hmm.
Because the level 2 post GI game is where he's like actually terrifying because IAGA is I-16, so you have to guess either IAGA or anything else he's going to do to you.
Mm. Okay. So adaptability.
Do
I didn't
do
really
I
see
adapt a
anything
lot?
crazy or like anything like bad in the other direction. I'd say like 3.
I say like 3.
don't-
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Punishment probably. I don't know, 3 maybe.
I am playing Nightmare. I think most of the times I punish people, they just die.
Yeah. I can't. I'm just like, oh, he got 66K and he died every time from it. I don't know if I could give that a 5. All right, sure.
Maybe. Well, hold on. I think I kind of want to give him a 4 because there was some really good, like when he did the duck into the sidestep
Mhm.
with like Zos,
Yeah.
stuff like that. And there were
Yeah,
like some like really good 6Ks after sidesteps.
Mm.
I don't know.
The 236
I-
A plus G on the wall rising K
think
though.
he could get
That's kind of nice.
to like
Okay.
a 4.
So mental to
Mental.
elaborate is more of like, do you get tilted easily? How do you deal with tilt? Does someone accidentally taunts on you? Are you like fucking mad? Like.
Oh no, I
Fucking
love it.
mad.
Someone taunts on me, you better win or not. Like, I don't mind taunting or things like that if I truly deserve it. Like, if I did something just outlandish, because usually if I do, it's also disrespectful. Like, dropkick, for example, just anytime.
Mhm.
Yeah, you better win if you do taunt
Especially
though.
if you landed.
Especially if you
landed
land it,
4-4K.
the mental damage.
The mental damage of 4-4K is just
But in terms of like tilt or like
unstoppable.
frustration or like if I get flustered in tournament sets, yeah, I will say I do get flustered.
Mm.
Like, I guess like certain players like Ascendi, like I don't think I've ever I've ever beaten him in a tournament.
Right.
He's really good, and like sometimes like I feel like some of my opponents always happen to guess right when it matters. Like I'll somehow manage to take the game down to like yellow health bars or like one touch away, and then they just always guess right and kill me. So I do get tilted at that.
With all due respect to Insanity, it's a little bit easier to get that one last hit that you need in Yellow Life when your opponent can't do a high or a low or a grab or a vertical, or else
Or
they'll
mid.
get sneaky.
Yeah.
Yeah. X here's block button. Or oh, I blocked?
Oh, I guessed wrong on 2-2B. Oh, okay, I'm dead.
Okay.
So
I think this is like a 2.
sure. I was just flashing this just because I can.
It's like pick this right here. You know it.
But 2 is fine. Yeah, I think this is the completed card.
I think so. It looks nice.
Yeah, I try to make it nice. This is my very amateur graphic design at work.
I might have to like print it out and just slide it to people. Like, here's my stats.
Dude, at the end of the season, I'm gonna print all of them out and I'll like send it to like one lucky individual or something. I don't know. It'll be funny.
Oh, excellent.
It's like, yo, who wants these, right?
Who wants a Soul Calibur Yu-Gi-Oh deck?
Yeah.
Cut to that person gets all those cards and then goes on a murdering spree. And every time that they kill somebody, they lay one of these Soul Calibur cards. And then I'm framed for murder. How dare you?
Yeah.
How dare you?
Wow, Soul Calibur players really on top of their game. Killed them with Soul Edge this time around. Like,
what hell have you wrought?
All right, so
What have you done?
We will post that later. All right, now we are going to move on to Triple J.
Wow, that picture makes my beard look crazy.
I try to like, you know, since it wasn't a square, I like try to make it like a picture
I forgot
frame.
how big that thing
I'll
is.
show
Well,
it
rectangle
later.
is a square.
Let's see. I have to do something like really quick. I'm gonna be right back.
All right. Yeah, no
Wait,
problem.
is a rectangle a square or is a square a rectangle?
A square is a rectangle, but a rectangle cannot be a square.
Right.
Square is not what? Wait, hold on.
Well,
Who
you
said
mean to say
square is
that
a
like
rectangle? What does this mean?
squares
Hold
are
on.
rectangles?
No,
Yeah.
they're not.
No, I think they are.
Yeah, they are. A square is a special rectangle.
A square is it fits into the category of a rectangle, but there are rectangles that are not necessarily squares.
Indeed.
I hate my life.
That's the idea.
I don't like this. Fuck everybody. Okay, I don't care what Google says. Okay,
I mean, even if you fuck every single person on the planet, it's not going to affect shapes.
That's true.
Geometry stays.
These rules for rectangles.
Doesn't matter
I don't
how
like
much
this
you
bullshit.
fuck.
Are you kidding me? A rectangle is supposed to be longer on one side. Who the? Okay, I'm mad. Okay, let's just watch.
So like, all right. Well, now, thank you for your patience, Triple J. This is now your segment of the show. This is the loser side and grands of Defend the North 2019. I remember watching this on a huge ass screen at Big Bunny's place. It was very fun.
The screen I was watching this on was about a very traditional monitor size.
Yeah.
And it's important to note that this tournament was a really big deal for me because this was the first time that I was competing with Amy.
Mhm.
And I thought to myself, like, you know, I'm traveling for this tournament, and I had been very disappointed with my results with Soul Calibur 6. I've had a lot of issues with Soul Calibur 6 ever since the beginning.
Right.
And it's never been a game that has truly meshed with me to the same level that other Soul Caliburs have.
Mhm.
And I thought to myself, like, if I don't do particularly well at this tournament, I think I might be done.
Mm.
That I think I might have... That the game has established to me that perhaps this just isn't my day, and that I should move on to other things. But then this happened. So, you know, now we're here.
I can't wait to see his performance at
Alright.
Evo. I can't wait to see everybody here perform.
Just skip around a little bit. Oh, season 1. Oh boy.
Yeah, look how young that is.
It's just great to be able to
Pyro Zamfir. That's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
He was the one who won this tournament.
Indeed, indeed. Incendiate losing? That's also something I haven't seen in a long time.
Dang. Guy's a legend.
You didn't watch me beat him at NLBC twice? That makes me sad.
I will watch the VOD just for you.
Oh my god, look at the
speed
maps.
No duplicates?
What? When was this?
I think you
2019.
even said it, right? 2019, yeah?
2019, so
Season 1 and a couple of patches in.
More than a couple patches.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
so
this is because Amy came out not that long before this happened.
Mm-hmm.
Say just like a handful of months. But you're going to see me do something in this set that I was trying at this point, but had not necessarily gotten a lot of success with, which is going for Purple Amy.
Mm.
I mean, we're starting off, and that was a really ballsy. What is it, 8-8B? When he was back turned Siegfried and
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's Siegfried, so you're gonna have to take risks, kind of, no matter what, anyway.
Right. All right. 2 White Roses. I was never think I'd say that too.
You can see me attempting to go for 4B plus K as much as I can, and it's just not working out because Siegfried's range is just too big. This is, in my opinion, the hardest matchup that Amy has in the game, even to this day. The only person who would potentially be like that would be Taki, but that's kind of a special case.
Right.
Do you think Siegfried is tough because of base hole? I've heard that's like the one thing.
Yeah, so the idea that you tend to say about Amy is that she has the ability to force slower characters to kind of scrap with her, and that's really where she wins, right? But scrapping with Siegfried still puts you at a disadvantage because Amy doesn't have any kicks, so you can't really rely on that kind of stuff to try and catch movement. Every time you try to catch a sidestep, it's a very big risk.
She has no horizontal kicks?
No.
Wow.
Well, 4K if you want to
4K.
if you really want to stretch to literally any kick that could potentially do it, but that's a high. 6K can sometimes catch sidestep, and that's kind of nice. Not in this version of Soul Calibur 6, but still.
I've heard
4 White Roses.
Some people, and I think before I truly understood it, I agree with it. That some people are like, well, not having a kick isn't really detrimental. And it's like, yeah, it kind of is.
It's very specifically in this matchup. There's really not another matchup where that becomes like a particularly big deal.
Would you say the Hawamaru matchup because of his deflect?
No.
Or is it? No. All right.
No, I think Amy destroys Hawamaru.
I think well, not like Amy herself into Hawamaru. I was asking just as a general. Do you think having no kicks is pretty detrimental against a character like Hawamaru that has?
Well, it can be different than with Siegfried, right? Because Siegfried's auto GI on base hold lasts for somewhere between 500 and 600 years. And if he decides that he wants to cancel it, he can also go into something that effectively deals with verticals as well. Hawamaru can't do that. His auto GI lasts significantly less amount of time, and it's a bet. With Siegfried, Siegfried gets more damage out of being wrong about stuff than any other character in the game. So unfortunately, I just dropped a combo, but this ended up turning into something that I was really hoping would happen. So he ends up going for a save CE, but nobody blocks this.
Oh my gosh.
No one.
So it's important to note two important things. For one, you can see me laughing there. That's because before this top 8 started, Sandman, who's doing commentary, so if you want to hear him, he even mentions it as well. He had said that if I hit nobody blocks this against Link, that he would buy me a soda. So that's why I did it.
What soda did you get?
Oh, I don't remember. It's difficult to remember sodas you drank 2 years ago, you know?
Usually it's like, I want to bet, so I'm going to be petty and hold this W for the rest of my life.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't know how much of this match that we'll be able to see. If I remember correctly, unfortunately, the stream was just having a large amount of freezing. So, the video cuts out a lot. So I apologize to anybody who's watching, as I believe a large portion of this is very difficult to watch.
There we go. There we
go. But to give you an idea, every time I have somehow convinced Link to go off of Siegfried when he plays against me, he goes to a matchup that unfortunately is wildly out of his favor. And I think, especially this version of Amy versus this version of Geralt, this is one of the most lopsided matchups in the game.
So you say Geralt would beat Amy, or Amy would destroy
you? Yeah, Amy completely... So think of it this way. Geralt, he is an all-neutral character, right? He doesn't really have a lot of high damage, and his frames are, kind of okay, but he has a really high neutral, right? Amy beats Geralt, especially when she gets red. Amy beats Geralt in virtually every way that he typically loses, except she also wins on neutral. There isn't anything Geralt is able to do better than Amy once Amy gets red.
He doesn't really need
Okay.
much meter. He just needs to keep
Also, apparently Hyrule Hero Joe met everyone here, so very good
I
tournament.
don't remember meeting Joe here.
Oh.
Joe, you're lying.
Oh.
What's up with you? What's up with you and straight up lying? You should not feel that comfortable with it.
when he's playing Geralt.
But like, yeah, he doesn't do all that hive damage. Kind of like Noro's Amy and Geralt kind of do slightly similar damage.
Right.
But like, you see, like Geralt just gets
Oh my
overwhelmed by
gosh.
so many frames. It's very difficult, right? Like, I had hit him with what? 12 different series of pokes that he couldn't do much about. He also can't do anything in regards to mix, so he has to worry about 4A, just like this. He doesn't really have a way of combating it. Like 4A, the way that Link is doing it there, is going to challenge if I try to go in. If I do 4AA and I just back up, he's got nothing. This is back when 4AA was neutral on hit.
I don't know if this is a thing.
I don't miss those days.
Yeah.
I was terrorized.
I don't know if people know this, but Geralt's AAA and BBB, you could GI the last part on hit. So if you got hit by AA or BB, you could GI.
What?
Yep.
Yeah,
I just monument after they get a little comfortable with AAA. I just get hit by it on purpose and I'll monument. So it's back to
I'd uninstall if I AA'd you and then I got lethal.
I'm
hit
pretty
by a
sure I did
monument,
that to you.
I might just uninstall.
I think that's why some characters had their strings updated so that you couldn't do that.
Yeah,
I
except
think
Geralt's.
Grow BBV.
Geralt.
You now have to like block the actual last hit. He hits you with the first two. Also, JJJ has like
He's gonna get a rematch.
amazing reads like that.
Oh my gosh, Kuro 8 is another name I haven't heard in a while.
Yeah, it's really just a matter of the fact that I've played him a lot, and it's also important to note that Geralt was kind of my main character before Amy, and that's those parries. The Yurden, I think it is really kind of the only thing that Geralt has to try and get Amy off of her, other than like 2A on hit into 2A on hit and just using that small amount of frame advantage to hit another yet small poke to potentially just force the parry to come out a little bit later. But he never had the ability to do any of that kind of stuff simply because I had frame advantage the whole time. Link has been so far unsuccessful at beating me in tournament matches with a character that's not Siegfried. Now, I haven't played his Amy in tournament just yet. He seems awfully nervous about it because the Amy Mirror matchup is very weird.
It seems atrocious.
It is the only matchup where Purple Amy is still something that is seen. It's basically the only matchup where Purple Amy is something that will happen with relative consistency. And because of that, and because he hasn't been playing Amy as long as I have, he doesn't really have a lot of experience in the Amy Mirror matchup. So he doesn't really know what to do with white. He doesn't really know what to do with purple. Purple was also significantly stronger at this time, at this day and age. I think that's the only match that I had. Oh yeah, we can watch me getting beat up by Jordan if you want.
Sure, why not? How bad can it be?
From Linkers to Incendiate. What is this?
This is 2019.
Have fun.
Yeah, Yurden realign ring outs. That's the first time I experienced Geralt's Yurden just destroying me.
What just happened?
Wait, what?
Wait,
Can
go
you
back.
rewind that a little bit, please?
Yeah, I did A plus B too quickly, and I ended up. This is something that Amy deals with a lot. Is that she has a tough time looking at her opponent.
Or
Basically, I haven't seen this match in a very, very long time, but from what I remember, you guys remember Twixie, the Ivy player? I don't think he plays anymore. So I would go into his stream and I would play against him every once in a while, and he would always do these command grab setups, and I would kind of poo-poo it because I would be like, I mean, I can break CS on reaction. It's not, that difficult to do. And he was kind of incredulous and saying like, oh, you think you can break CS? And I was like, yeah, I can do it because I did. I used to do it in 4, I used to do it in 5 and everything. And then Incendiate basically only command grabbed me. And this was the tournament set that I was like, okay, never mind. I used to be able to break this on reaction. I can't do that anymore. And that's the way it is.
Old man.
You like that sometimes?
Well, I mean, it's also just the fact that like the grab window became so much smaller. And the fact that the way in which you broke the grab became a lot harder to deal with due to the buffering issue.
Right.
that's also a pretty big deal because you basically just have to be
there you
sitting
go.
there stoic. Like I broke that, but I also didn't. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Something
you prefer?
about. Wait, go ahead.
I was just going to ask. Do you prefer breaking with individual different buttons like A, B, or do you prefer breaking with like forward back?
I prefer A and B for two reasons. For one, just personally, because that's how I grew up with playing the game, and so I have a natural bias towards that. And also, I think that A and B are a lot better because if I have to deal with the bullshit buffering system that this game has, that it's going to effectively store my inputs for a significantly longer time, I think it's a terrible idea to have it so that I can only break forward throws, assuming the buffering system isn't going to give me one of my directional inputs from 10 minutes ago.
Fair. Yeah, that makes sense.
I played Soul Calibur 5 last year, like late last year,
Oh yeah.
and I'm like, please don't B grab me, because I am so used to Soul Calibur 6. I'm
Well,
just
it
like,
also sucks because there's a handful of characters where the whole idea is they have one grab that reverse rings out,
right, and
and
it's
another
usually
grab
B
that
grab.
doesn't. And it's also like some characters had that effectively reversed
Mhm.
in between 5 and 6. Wow. Did anybody see that
Hitbox.
hitbox?
Yeah, that's rough.
Ivy still does that. It's irritating.
Mm-hmm.
Backwards hitboxes, huh? I wonder what it feels like to get robbed by them, like I did freaking yesterday.
Yeah, especially now. Maybe
Mhm.
not so much back then, but nowadays I think this matchup is massively in Amy's favor.
Really?
Oh yeah, yeah. I think it's very difficult for Ivy to try and pull that off. I at that NLBC that I had mentioned earlier, I think it was right before NEC, and Incendiate was thinking of going into NEC with Ivy and X
Mhm.
as characters, and then after he had played against me at NLBC, I believe he has admitted to me multiple times that he gave up on Ivy at that point
Mhm.
because it's so tough. You can basically treat Ivy like a character like as well without a weapon.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
You just do like this awkward stilted pressure, and she has to take kind of a big bet in order to catch you with anything. 2-2A is pretty much useless.
Mhm.
There's virtually not a single thing that Amy has that loses to Ivy 2-2A. It just doesn't happen. It's very, very difficult. God, you can see me still trying to use white roses here. This is definitely an experimental tournament.
Experiment. Testing my limits.
1B.
Was this before the
Experimenting
full
beats
crouch?
linkers. That's crazy.
3 plus B?
Oh, the full crouch A plus B? Yeah. This is way before that.
I always wondered, like, was that a new move that they
That
added?
was well post season 2, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, I can't remember if it was season 2 specific. So, like, Amy, I was basically the only person in the world who was playing Amy in season 1.
Mhm.
And so she was definitely heavily slept on. I thought that she was one of the better characters at the end of season 1. And then season 2 came out, and she got just reams upon reams of buffs.
Oh my goodness.
Like a crazy set of buffs that were really insane. That's where like the purple RIs came from. She also had a combo that was nerfed not that long afterwards, which was
They
the
added
3B
that
into
in,
the
that's
soul
crazy.
attack. Yeah.
We just gave her. You know what? Let's just give Amy, like infinite.
It's one of the most egregious,
just attacks.
like no reason buffs, I think, in the game. It's the RIs.
I thought Amy was also pretty good in season 1, and then I saw the buffs in season 2 and I became scared.
Yeah.
I knew what was happening.
Yeah, either at the very beginning of season 2 or right when the character first came out
Oh,
is
damn.
the
Oh no.
My sword
the
screams.
scariest.
My sword.
Oh yeah, this is back when 4BB was saved.
Oh, that crouch.
I think like
You
a
can
lot of
also-
characters. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, you can also see me using a lot of tech crouches and doing things that are relatively high reward with AMS A plus B, because the biggest thing that IVs typically tend to do if they're going to try and sidestep is going to be a 2-2A, right?
Mhm.
And AMS A plus B isn't really something where you have to worry about that sort of thing.
The 2.0 patch. It's been so long since the 2.0 patch.
Would you
It
agree
is-
that like a lot of people, well, maybe not a lot of people, was that maybe certain characters became very, very, very good in season 2 compared to like season 1, or maybe they were already good in season 1 but became even better in season 2?
Well, it's kind of difficult to say because although I agree that that is true, I wouldn't necessarily say that that is a different thing than season 1. Because let's not forget that launch Soul Calibur 6 was just as imbalanced as all the other versions of Soul Calibur, where you had
Xianghua 90
Draft,
damage. Xianghua 90
Launch,
damage combo.
yeah. Launch Aswell and Launch Ivy were significantly better than the rest of the cast. And it's kind of crazy to think that a character like Sung Mina at the launch of this game had the ability to ring somebody out from basically full screen anywhere, and she was still not in top 3, which is really kind of sick. Yeah, characters definitely got a lot stronger in season 2. There was like a bit of a disparity there, but they quickly fixed that kind of stuff with a patch, and it wouldn't necessarily be different than season 1.
All right, rest in peace, Maxi.
Launch Imi's
Max.
grab damage.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Maxi got Heaven's Guard. Everyone saw that and said, "Take it away."
I was the only person who was like, it's okay if he has Heaven's Guard. But that's just because the Maxi versus Amy matchup is so abysmal that he frankly needed Heaven's Guard in order to compete.
Poor Maxi.
Now I think that Maxi versus Amy might be the most lopsided matchup in the game.
2.0 was the patch with 8 soul charge angels. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
in a row. Damn, bro, that wasn't sucked. I was okay with it because
Roast,
Keela
like,
could just
top 3 for
RI.
a patch.
But like, damn, that was rough for every other character.
Yeah, it also like jailed too. It actually jailed.
Oh yeah,
before
yeah. Back in the day,
the
jail.
nerf. Yeah, you couldn't RI it. You just had to hold this.
It was so crazy that Sophie at that point was considered like one of the best characters in the game, and then they nerfed that, and then like she became one of the worst.
Yeah.
It's like that's all it took.
All right, Sophie, for a patch, you are top 3 material. Sophie felt very happy at this moment.
Yeah, 3 weeks
I
later.
think it's
A little while
okay.
later.
Yeah.
Nah, you
I think it's
good.
okay
Yeah.
if a Greek is not one of the best characters in the game for the first time in Soul Calibur history.
That cancels like actually a lot of recovery still though.
Yeah, I could have definitely gotten a punish. One of the big differences that you can see in this matchup that you like the difference between a match like this and what I will have with Incendiate now is the fact that I'm not using my meter like at all, and that's because this is before Soul Attack.
True.
The Soul Charge activation that Amy has is pretty much useless against Ivy because even though I'm getting hit by all of this stuff here, this is still right where I want Amy or where I want Ivy because then I'm still able to still compete. The second I have like this huge burst, the way that Insanity is using his, I'm gonna fall apart. But then Soul Attack comes out, and she has one of the best Soul Attacks in the game, just immediately allowing me to use meter to such a degree. So that's one of the other things that got so much stronger for Amy in Season 2. It wasn't necessarily a character-specific buff, but universally the concept of Soul Attacks helped aggressive characters so much. Assuming you had a good one. Rip Miss Ruby.
Yeah, rest in peace.
You have
I
2
think
sets
Soul-
of headphones, my guy.
What's that?
You have 2 sets of headphones right now.
The ones that are on my
I didn't
neck
even
are
notice that.
yeah. The ones that are on my neck are mine, and the ones that are that I'm currently using are the ones that are connected to the game.
All right.
If you guys end up going to tournaments, please don't. I mean, I understand if you need to, but if at all possible, please don't use your own headphones on the tournament consoles. It creates a variety of audio and odd issues where now the headphones are being considered controllers and certain bumps. Yeah,
Even
it's
if you
always
plug
been
them
a
in?
massive hassle. Yeah,
Wow.
it's terrible. Like, please, like, use it to listen to your own music, but like the idea that now like a TO has to come and help you resituate the headphones that they provide you to use so that you can use your own headphones. It's a real big hassle. Please don't do that.
It's like the same thing if you plug like a PlayStation 4 controller into your computer,
Mm-hmm.
and then your computer forgets. Oh,
Yeah,
this
they
is
think
your
they're
speaker now.
headphones. Yeah.
This is your speaker.
I hate that so
I hate it so much.
much, bro. Why would I ever use the speak? Well, no, I forgot. It's DualShock 4. It doesn't even have a speaker. Well, it does, but it doesn't.
But it sucks.
Okay. It does, but it's literally the only game I've ever seen that speaker used for is fucking Horizon Zero Dawn, and that's it. Like that's literally the only game I've seen use it. I'm pretty sure it's the only game that has used it too, actually. Like
No, Call of Duty Black Ops use it. One of the newer Black Ops games. I think Black Ops 3 uses it
So
for some of the announcements. Yeah, a lot of games don't use it, but I do know that some games kind of like went out of their way to use the PlayStation speaker on your controller, which is
I love
I
that
thought that was like a really weird.
Thanks very much. Yeah, you can definitely tell we've been playing for a while.
Oh, and the...
Ooh, ouch!
And it's also if you guard.
Look at the damage.
Eating
Oh.
those, that's a 6/6 A plus B, right?
6 A plus B, but yeah.
Yeah, sick. Yeah, he was.
Yeah, these are some real.
Yo, I lost count of how many roses.
On wake up.
Yeah, I know. This is before the counter, right?
Yeah,
the counter
before the
didn't come out
counter.
until quarantine. So like, this is how most of my competitions went.
Damn, we had to
I think it's also like insane that despite Soul Calibur 6 trying to do like their best and make sure everyone is like visually honest, that Aswell still has no.
Yeah, that was always the
Definitely.
weirdest thing that they never gave. They never gave
Oh.
a counter.
Bozo, thank you,
You know-
for the raid. Hopefully
You know who
you're
they
having
did give a
good
counter
time.
though?
We got a counter.
Well, Amy, but who else?
Nightmare.
Oh yeah,
There's,
right.
there's an indicator.
Oh yeah, Nightmare
when
has a
Nightmare
night
has
terror charge.
terror
Yeah. Oh, she was great. Hello.
A character who could not be more obvious when their ramp mechanic is currently going.
Mm-hmm.
Right, hey guys, I'm powered up. How, you are? How? I'm glowing pink.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not
Literally
obvious
has,
enough.
like,
The
literally
meme
has
is
like
Keelik.
Super Saiyan
Yeah.
aura.
The meme is Keelik is gonna have a counter where it says I'm back turned, and it's just gonna flash green every time I'm back turned, so people don't have to complain. It's just only when I'm playing. It's like, oh shit, Nemo's on screen right now. He tried to CS you and you hit him in the face.
Nobody has done back turn B plus K more than I have. It would be impossible. I played Amy in SE4, I played Mitsu in SE5, and I play Amy in this game. Nobody's done back turn B plus K more than I have.
Alright, get some roses.
I think this is like the time that back turn B plus K was like almost unstoppable too.
It still kind of is. It's very difficult to step that thing.
Season 1
Always
Ivy
has
still
been.
makes me sad.
Like, when I step that move, I feel like I have to like waddle both directions at a very
Yeah.
specific timing.
I have
It looks
never
really weird.
I have never sidestepped Amy back turn B plus K. I've never done it.
This happens
Because
so
if I'm-
fast. Oh,
If I'm
CS.
playing seriously, then I'm playing Amy, right? Which means I'm just gonna mid parry it. When I run into Amy and I'm playing like I'm doing an S rank run, I don't know what to do. I sit there and
Respect.
I'm just like, oh no.
I guess I gotta respect it.
Yeah.
Oh, and puts you on the ground for Oki.
I'll try to like RE because I'm stupid. Like I'll try to do like silly things.
JJJ responding with a soul charge of his own. Nice step from Jay.
Is this before, was Ivy 22A safe on block?
Oh no, I just dropped it
All right.
because the punish I get is.
Oh, season 1
phenomenal.
Christmas tree is some shit.
Ah, yeah, I forgot about that, yeah.
The true DP of Soul Calibur 6. Then there is no Oki.
Jesus.
It's possible I may have not even known that IV22A was punishable at that time. So you see him do like the 2-2B on block there. I think I figured this out after this set. Like Amy and most other characters with the traditional 2A, if they deal with IV 2-2B on block, you can just 2A it, and you don't have to worry about anything else.
Oh.
Nice.
Yeah, Killick will be able to do it.
So what I do
Nightmare
do
not so much.
IV22B,
Aw.
I always 3B right after it, or Monument, because it'll catch the A. 3B will always beat it out. You could even buffer it, so it's kind of nice.
Nice.
So it just depends.
But that's still like it'll still lose to like a K or something.
Yeah, it will lose to K, but
Right.
it's just
Yeah,
like
the 2A is a very low reward, but it is guaranteed.
I'll take my +6 any day.
Since I still realize people are like holding onto their meter for dear life. Would you like if there's ever to be like
Oh,
a
that's
Soul
a
Calibur
combo.
7, which I'm sure there will be?
Wait a second.
Would you want there to be like no soul charge pushback?
Season
because
1
of
damn. Season 1
situations like
damn.
this?
Oh, if it was-
my
if it was-
god, Jordan, you're
if it was
fucking
soul
meta.
charge specific, yeah, if it was soul charge specific, honestly,
Oh my
I'm
god,
not a
zero
fan.
mode.
I am okay
Scav.
with the idea of like a soul charge, like being some sort of thing. I'm not a fan of like the soul charge activation specifically, like the burst aspect to it. So frankly, that's the only thing that I had a problem with regards to soul charge, because the burst, kind of what we were talking about before, like the difference between how fast SE5 goes and how slow SE6 can go sometimes, it's chiefly because of the meters, because characters can build so much meter.
Right.
Like, when you're dealing with a Nightmare literally freezes the momentum of the game. I'm going to say, I don't know,
Like 6 times?
35,000 times a game? Just like with the amount of soul charge activations he's going to go with. It really just slows things down. I would be totally fine if it was just like a soul attack kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah, today I think I will pressure Nightmare. So you're ready to be crushed, right? Today
So
I
yeah,
will go for Oki.
This is quite a while later. This is ECT, which was both a very magnificent high of mine and a very ridiculous low of mine. This is fighting Icy to get to top 8. And unfortunately, I couldn't find any of this ECT top 8 like anywhere.
Wow.
It's kind of unfortunate that I ended up losing it. But yeah, I got to grand finals of this tournament without losing a game.
Really?
And yeah,
impressive.
And then Link from losers 6-0'd me, and that was really rough to digest. This is a handful of months before Winter Brawl, so like, you know, I'm going into grand finals thinking like this: if there's a tournament that I'm going to win in SE6, it's going to be this one. Well, I guess not.
The Link Wars incident.
Yeah, the Link, just Link Wars.
This was also the first time that I played against Icy offline, and I remember we had played like a first to 5 online, maybe about a week or two beforehand, and it was laggy as all get out, as in like I could not block Avenger A charge. I just was unable to do anything. But like everybody was all excited for him, and it was like one of the very few times that I got upset after a set. So I was just like, so I believe my response was, GG's, please play like this against me in tournament.
Oh.
By the way, did you grab that RE and then sidestep?
AMS grabs are RE safe.
Wow.
Why?
Because she needs an RE safe thing in her stance.
Grab though?
Well, you know, every other character has an RE safe thing in their stance.
Do I? I do.
I do. I can block.
Yeah.
I can block. I can't sidestep, but I can block.
I could Monument K and then win.
I don't think I've ever seen a grab of any kind be RE safe outside of like that Astral change.
It is a very unique thing. Yeah, AMS grabs. That's still the case. It's just that for some reason, I don't know. I feel like RE hitboxes got wider or something like that. I'm having a lot harder time sidestepping after my AMS grabs nowadays.
Is this when 4AA was 0?
Anybody, like I'm not just talking about Astro or something, you know.
Yeah,
all of the matches that I have here are offline matches before the pandemic, and it wasn't until post-pandemic or in the midst of pandemic that we had the 4AA nerf that made it -4.
I thought we were gonna see some auto GIs, but as you saw,
I think so. That we have one person here that is playing offline, and we have me, the person that's just the online tournaments.
I had a bit of a leg up because I started much earlier than you did.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, once offline start happening again.
I need to get in there.
I'll be at Texas Showdown most likely, and I'm trying to hit CEO.
Isn't NLBC offline?
Yeah, but
sometimes, but it is important to note that NLBC is on Wednesdays.
Right, and it's
when
not a
they're doing,
major.
Like, the offline thing. Yeah, that's just like a local thing. Now they will do, I think it's like monthly NLBCs offline. that will happen on like a weekend day, so that people like me can show up. And I've gone to like 1 or 2 of them. No, I think 3 of them. I think 3 of them.
Scarlet
This is a matchup. This is a matchup I also used to feel was pretty heavily in Amy's favor. Now I don't think
You feel that way?
Apparently,
Not
Grow is
anymore.
really good now.
What grow change made you feel that way?
There was nothing specific. It was all the Grow buffs and all the Amy nerfs together. That really made it to where like Amy still has the ability to continue to do the same thing that she was doing before. It's just less effective. And Grow is doing the exact same thing that he was doing before, except it's more effective.
But it's better, yeah. Oh, what a step.
Yeah, that was pretty solid. He had been trying to hit that with 2-2B, and the 2-2B just like was not having a hitbox. This is something that I tend to do against Grow Soul Charge, is that I just dance around. I just fly around. Now, it is important to note something that I had found out before this match that I think is really cool. Grow 3BB in Soul Charge. Here it is. They can just do that. I can just,
my.
and that will work no matter what. In fact, it's also really cool. I have it on my YouTube. If he ends up doing it where like the 3B is not spaced out all that far, like he's really in close, what'll happen is Amy does 3A, right? The back turn hitbox of the second hit of Grow Soul Charge 3BB will hit Amy, but it won't be the last hit.
So
Which means I stay standing and I recover quicker than Grow does. Which actually means I get a bigger combo because my back turn B plus K will put me front turned, so I get the full AMS combo as opposed to what you saw there.
Thinking outside of the box punishments right there.
Having a tech crouch is really cool. Ooh, I didn't know optimal Amy wall combos back here. Yeah, he's trying to do like a wall right thing on the -2.
Icy fell for the man. This looks unsafe.
Yeah,
Let me press the button here.
Which is really kind of on him because he played SE4 and that move was just as safe back in SE4 as it is here. So I don't know why. I don't know why he thought that it was appropriate to punish.
Like, I block that low. I see that really slow thing, and I'm like, oh, I guess right. Let's go. Then I press the button and counter
And you just
hit.
die. Yeah.
That thing is already safe.
Alright, so this one is against Kayane.
Yes, this was the NEC where Season 2 had just come out, and this was the tournament of Infinite Zhanghua for me. I played against a NorCal Zhanghua, whose name I can't remember.
Wait, that combo did a lot more damage than I remember doing.
Shit. And then after that, I lost to Olkadan's Wrath.
Olkadan had a Zhanghua?
No, that was... So he was playing Grow, and so he was doing Grow stuff. But okay, so I played a Zhanghua, and then I lost to a Grow. And then I played against Incendiate, playing Zhanghua. And then I played against the same NorCal Zhanghua that I had knocked into losers previously.
Orochi?
So I think that does sound right.
My boy Bryant?
I think that's the person you're talking about. So that's 3 Shanghuas, and then I got my run back on Olkadan's Wrath. So that's 2 Grow, 3 Shanghua. Then I played this match that you're seeing here, which is going to be 2B and then later Shanghua.
Wait. Did Soul Attack always do this?
Yes.
Yeah.
It just sends you like
Still
20
does that.
feet in the air? Hey, what's good, Jackie?
Yeah, that's one of her reset things.
What?
Even till this day, still does that.
It's really nice.
Wow,
that's really fun to play. I actually love TB a lot.
I hate playing against this character.
I actually made her for like 2 months.
You mean like
I think, I think like the most annoying thing about 2B for me would have to be like how weird her attacks look. Like some
the
moves
thing that bothers me is
not
the
look
fact
right.
that he's like unwhith punishable. Like I'll just try to back up. I'm like, okay, here we go. Maybe surely if I back up 15 times, this string will be over and the hitbox will be gone. No, it's not. It's still here.
You want to learn the character matchup? Just play Nier Automata.
Right, play the hack and slash.
Yeah, play the hack and slash. Yeah.
But yeah, before top 8 in this at this NEC tournament, I played against I think 5 or 6 players that all play Shanghua.
Ole!
There's a lot of special tech that I didn't know about how to deal with 2B.
Oh my gosh, you just 4-8 on the spot. Oh my gosh, what is that? Damo.
Yeah, the 4AA makes sense in that situation, right? Because the way that he's going to potentially
The
beat
jump?
The lack
Yeah,
of Rose counter freaks me out now. Yeah, it's rough. Human form was unlocked as for what's up. Oh, I should take a look at it.
2B in Soul Charge is kind of cracked because she has a 14 frame.
Come on, that's no way that's a fucking combo.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, that's some bullshit.
That's all guaranteed.
That's some bullshit.
That's all guaranteed. 2B's ring out carry in Soul Charge is actually really good.
It's still one of the best in the game.
Dude, I'm
I
laming
think
this character out for the rest of my life.
It's Nightmare, 2B, and then if you were just the unluckiest person alive, Tira.
I mean, I don't really lame out Nightmare, but like, no, I'm laming this character out.
Yeah, you T2B Nightmare. Fuck you, alright.
I'm just doing my best as a top 15 character.
Top 15. How much is the, how large is the cast now?
27 characters.
Yeah.
Tournament legal characters.
Okay. Inferno legal win.
I wonder how broken Inferno is. Is Nightmare better than Inferno right now? Probably not.
No.
I gotta think about that.
Inferno probably still has the same semblance of ring out and ring carry that Nightmare has, but I'd be willing to bet that it's just underexplored for obvious reasons.
All I want Nightmare to get from Inferno is fucking Grimstride, like, running K.
No!
Yes.
No!
Yes.
It wouldn't even be broken. It's so... He literally jumps up. It's definitely reactable.
Nightmare needs more things.
Yeah, he's already fine.
I just want a single low in Grimstride. It's a vertical... It'll be like -20. It's reactable,
Yeah.
please.
There's no mix up in Grimstride. It's either
Doesn't sound like you need it.
Yeah, this is...
we do though.
Every patch Inferno got nerfed.
If you need it,
That is
then it sounds like it's a lot more important than you're letting on. You can't have it both ways, yeah.
You could have that move if Keeler gets 4B lethal hit 6's KKV back.
Sure.
Deal.
Oh wow, okay.
that was a really bad trade. That was a really bad trade.
Really bad
That ring out
trade.
carry is kind of nice.
I would take Grimstride having an instant
I just
mix-up.
want more lows, to be honest.
You should play a different character then.
Yeah, you should.
You
Nightmare
shouldn't have
is
the
not
level. You shouldn't
I
have
think
the
you should have
level
saw me
of.
yesterday. I played 3 characters.
And no,
did
Nightmare
this with
is
that.
a guard crush pressure character. You don't also get mix-ups.
Your mix-up is Flapjack, my dude. Grab their toes.
You got it. Thank you for the alert, Flannel.
First you have to grab them, and then again you have to guess right. And but if they block your low grab, you
Also,
get punished.
Column disagrees with not having lows when you're the guard crush pressure character, by the way.
The Rose hitting Kayane is fucking funny.
Also, Mina disagrees as well, by the way.
Mina's fine where she is. She doesn't need anything, more or less.
Mina's
I will give
ring out
back the
carry
1,000 points for
severely
push-ups.
Nightmares wasn't.
I will give those points back. I do not do push-ups for this podcast.
Oh, the disrespect.
Oh, damn,
Here,
that's-
go him to the ground.
Whoa, what did I do? What did I do that was disrespectful?
The post-round grab.
Oh,
side
that was
grab.
actually optimal back then.
That was optimal?
Yes. So Emi gets a lethal hit if she connects with a certain amount of grabs, and they counted post-round grabs back then.
Oh my goodness.
So AMS grab into AMS grab was what you were supposed to do because it would ratchet up the lethal hit. They don't do that anymore.
He's getting a lethal hit, and the round's already over.
Oh wow, that was fast.
How many grabs did you need to...
I'd be willing to bet that if you needed 4 roses, you needed 4 grabs.
So you got
Yeah,
half
yeah.
of that from just...
Winning.
I hate my life.
Half of that from winning.
Yeah, speaking of like changes and that what characters need and don't need things, why did Amy get a lethal hit condition for you teching her grabs? Why?
Oh,
Her newest lethal hit condition. If you tech enough of her, I think her stance grabs, she gets a lethal hit.
Just any grab.
Fun fact.
But I mean,
Any grab?
Because
we
she
have
needs...
to be,
She
it doesn't have
needs to be Inferno, but in a lolly form, okay? She needs to have everything, but be a tiny girl.
He doesn't have a ring up character.
Ossifer,
Yeah, never yet carried
it's
up.
him. So this matchup you said is not that good for Amy.
Oh, did I say that?
Did you?
I apologize if I said that. I would have been lying back then. The matchup is probably even now. I think that the matchup at the point where this tournament set was going on was heavily in Amy's favor.
Oh, neat.
Nerf Galore X.
Amy
Yeah.
just.
Oh my god.
You just dancing on this guy. Oh my lord. Oh.
And I still lost.
GG's.
Oh.
Because that is No Rose Amy for you. You
Oh.
can hit your opponent 750 times and still lose the match.
Middle. Get a rose.
It's
2-2.
where the B come out. Yeah, you're not supposed to tech there, or else you get the double.
Oh, good
What do you
done.
think that put Amy above X in this matchup?
When you get red, what does X do better than Amy?
Nothing.
I told CE.
That's it. Technically, I haven't. Technically, I haven't.
I thought that was a rhetorical question.
Too, though.
Oh man, I was being mad janky here. I actually did the mid parry AB.
See, Jackie, I don't believe that because the lethal hit nerf was unwarranted because no Keelix were winning at the time.
But the fact of the matter is, once Amy gets red roses, other than the I-12CE, you basically have the ability to lame out your Zhanghua opponent because she has to get in against 4AA. Your counter hit damage is better because you have AAA, and 4BB is barely punishable because it's back when it's -10. Your mix-ups are better because you have 4AA.
Was Keelix doing good?
And your overall damage is no longer worse. It's comparable to potentially your winning.
Oh wow.
Because 2-2B is very strong. That's my bad.
Mother.
All right. I told CE.
Because mid parry AB had worked previously in the round, I thought that I would get just to do all kinds of jank, and so I definitely deserved to get hit there. You can also kind of tell that I'm still a little bit uncomfortable with the concept of using
Soul attack.
But if you think about it, in that backturn situation, what does Zhanghua have that's going to disincentivize me from doing the parry, you know?
Backwards parry, by the way.
Backwards GIs. I fucking hate them. Oh my god.
They've been a thing since forever. You know, it actually is like one of the more fun things of Soul Calibur as just a franchise.
I forget how like different Kayane's Zhanghua neutral is. It's actually a little.
It was certainly a lot weirder than I had expected, because remember, like I said, this has got to be like the fourth Zhanghua I played so far today, and the fact that it's still tripping me up is kind of surprising, especially with the fact that she doesn't know a lot about the Amy matchup.
Right, and she's using Soul Charge, so it's already different.
Well, yeah. She wants to try and just end it here, because at this point I'm practically dead to a C when she gets it. But then, if I'm
Yep, that's the lethal hit. Boom,
I go
boom.
for just the
Cutscene.
This is not a combo, by the way. this is a tech trap.
That's a force block, though, right?
The 214A, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a force block. But yeah, the AMS A plus B there is something that still catches people to this day. Which is funny.
Let's see here.
Isn't there like one situation that 214A isn't a force block? I forget.
So the two places where it is a force block are there in Soul Charge AMS A plus B, and then also Red Rose AMS BBB, which it just like spins and then just does like the last hit. Then you can do 214A again.
Okay, English.
Oh, okay.
But that one is pseudo character specific. It won't work on some more ridiculous characters.
Oh, the Talo matchup. Let's see, who's playing?
This would be, is this Winter Brawl?
Yes, this is Winter Brawl.
So this is Triple G. This is the tournament that I won before the world caught on fire.
So this is Grands?
I don't know, is it?
I think.
Because I played against him in Winners as well, so it could be one or the other.
There we go. That's where it
Yeah,
starts.
Grand Finals.
There you go. Yeah, so I had beaten him in Winners
6x3.
Finals.
GX3.
GX3.
Yeah, keep your eye on the names that are done, because I'm pretty sure they continuously change throughout the
Yeah, it's
set.
gonna be great. Yeah, just keep notice.
Where we have Triple J versus GX3.
Got a lot of games up ahead of him if he wants to take Winter Brawl 3D.
I love rock paper scissors at round start.
Yeah.
Did you choose
Well,
what road he gets from that, by
wait.
the way?
No, REK gives you a white no matter what.
Oh.
Was this season 1?
Oh, bye bye.
Is it?
No, this is season 2.
Yeah, season 2.
Okay. I was
Look at
about
the
to say,
fancy
'cause, like,
polished health
RE was even more broken back then. If it was season 1, where you on block, it was like I hated
You're still
RE
playing
so
this
much
game.
back then.
RE back in season 1 was like, okay, cool, I blocked it. Well, we're still playing.
And it's funny to think of it that way because this matchup, the farther we've gone on, the better this matchup has gotten for Talim. When Amy first came out, this matchup was like unwinnable for Talim.
Oh wow.
Amy had this weird hurtbox issue when she first came out, and it made it so that 100% of Talim combos did not work on her.
Yikes.
Really? That's crazy.
Every single one.
That was the riskiest 2-2A I've ever seen.
Some version of that again if he takes it, because it'll mean a lot to him. But
What?
it'll also mean a lot
Yeah,
to
they
him.
nerfed the full crouch 3K hurtbox. Full crouch 3K used to win you everything in this matchup. So I actually planned on it hitting that way.
Wow. What a move. Oh.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
You whiffed.
There was no fear that the rest of the string maybe or something else was just
Yeah, no
I
fear.
got you.
I mean, he was still in the animation of his second high, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I've never seen such split decision making.
It's crazy what can happen when you don't have lag interrupting your
Right?
ability to you know? I think I've said this many times at this point, but like I think Blue said it best when he saw me play at NEC just this, a handful of months ago. And he was like, "Jay, do you know that like you suck at this game, but then you play offline and you're literally a different player?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's if I play in an online tournament, I'm like lucky to get top 16, but I have reaction time that is just good enough for offline stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I am stretching my reaction time to the limit when I'm playing offline, which means online unusable.
That ain't happening. That ain't happening, buddy.
I sit there in G for like 90% of the game, and I'm just like, fuck, dude. I
Hope
can't.
for the best.
I don't know, man.
Overclocking the brain on online.
Yeah.
The CPU cooler can't handle it.
Oh, if I remember correctly, this match is cool, but not for me. This round is now it's
GG plus
GG
16?
Yeah,
plus
G,
1G.
GG plus 1G.
Plus 1G.
all for G. But this is spoilers, but Triple G gets like this really massive comeback in this game.
Did not work out. JJ, that's a lot of damage. Ooh, okay, good reversal.
3A also does a lot of work in this matchup. 3A, full crouch 3K. This is also when White Rose was arguably the way to go against Talim, because it would still be really difficult to get it. But when you did get it, 214B beat out most of every Talim stance option. Like the entirety of her aggression on block would just be unusable. Master CJ was a very big proponent of that, but that's Master CJ, so who cares?
Fair enough.
See, like 3A just like is gonna tech crouch most of that stuff. The way that he can beat 3A there is to do the K, and the K can get buried. So you just effectively turn it into a 50-50 mix-up that's wildly out of his favor. That's essentially how I go about playing the video game in general, is just finding places where I can turn the situation into a 50-50, so it's a little bit easier to understand. Oh, terrible.
It's minus 22. Oh, no.
Oh wow, that throw does kind of low damage.
Yeah, well, so it's plus 14. The idea is that you get white and then it does a lot of damage.
Oh yeah, because you have like the
214B. That's why there's a handful of things that you'll see.
Oh my goodness.
So that was the comeback that he got. I thought it was to end the game, so fuck, I still lost this, huh? Damn it.
2G plus 1G.
2G plus 1G.
Wait,
Wow.
they changed it mid match.
Yeah, the guy was literally just there on the overlay like the whole time.
That's how you know he's bored. He's bored out of his mind. Oh, you challenged 9B, you're nuts.
I did forget that her spin does have like a
Isn't that
Raphael's Shadow Evade stance into it.
Yeah, Amy challenges everything at all times. Amy has the best defensive mix-ups in the entire game.
Oh my god. Oh gosh.
Because like after 9B on block, what is it gonna do?
How plus is it?
+4.
Yeah, it's a +4. Like what? You know,
You're
6K is kind of nice. I don't know.
I'm Amy.
Amy stares at
I
you.
mean, you got an I-10 that like has like
I-10, I crouches,
6B range. Like,
I4 parries. That's why he's scared. He doesn't want to get. He doesn't want to deal with the parry.
Oh, the parry. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
I was just like, why don't you just 6K?
Well, this is before 6K was a thing. But also, yeah, mid parry.
honestly, I've been constantly debating about whether to pick up Tom or Amy next.
Amy.
And I still can't. That's the Amy bait.
It should be Amy.
I just
do think the column is potentially better, but if you get good with Amy, you'll get good at the video game. If you get good with Talon, you won't get good at the video game.
I just really hate characters that like have to build up something in order to actually.
It does suck. The ramp mechanic is shit. It is very frustrating. It's the most frustrating thing about the character, but you get heavily rewarded.
Which mechanic?
The Rose mechanic.
Oh.
It is the most frustrating ramp mechanic in the game.
Because you have to land like 4
It's
of
the
them.
only mechanic I can think of where the idea is that you are literally sacking rounds to get it. You know what I mean? Like everybody else will either pseudo incidentally get it. Oh, that sucks. I didn't get my wall rising punish.
Yeah, I guess Satsuka is probably like
5J minus
the
2J.
better designed ramp mechanic characters. Since all of her stuff, like, it naturally happens.
Yeah, that's her too.
Clearly, the Amy ramp mechanic was horribly designed, if only because the only successful Amy's have completely foregone 50% of it. You know what I mean? Like, because a full 50% of the entire character has never really seen gameplay at all. There's clearly got some issues. But, like, how do you deal with it? Because, like, I've had some people be like, okay, well, we need to, you know, make it so that White Rose is, like, usable. But if you do that, that means Purple Amy is probably going to be around in every game, and that's unfair. Because Purple Amy is legitimately unfair.
A boss character.
Not as unfair as Nightmare, but...
Oh, I see.
Not even Purple Amy can kill in one hit.
1G plus 1G plus 1G.
7J minus 4J, by the way. This is great. I love this. I love this, by the way.
God, man, I missed that setup so much. Yeah, that was a really bad idea. That was a really bad idea by Triple G. I don't know what he was thinking about.
Hold on. Wait. Did you just ring him out with 4AA?
Yeah, 4AA, Soul Charge.
Well, 4AA,
yeah, bye-bye. Bye-bye.
That move rings out?
Yeah,
Why?
it rings out.
That's a launcher on the
Why
counter.
does she doesn't need this, bro? So, what the
It's a counter hit combo in Soul Charge when you have red. How many more limitations do you want on a thing?
But it's 4AA. It's like one of the best moves in the game.
It's 4AA. It is a counter hit only.
Yeah, because it's minus 12 on block if you just get normal hit by it.
I mean, technically, like 4AA on its own would be minus 16, but 4AAA would be minus 12. But it's also, if you block the first 2 hits, this was so unfortunate for Triple G. The combo
Oh no!
I have no idea. Do you guys know why that whiffed?
Nope.
I even looked up at the crowd and I was like, why did I whiff? Like, that didn't make any sense to me.
I don't know. Maybe,
Oh no!
I don't know.
That's so
He
fucking
had...
rough.
He had
And then he lost.
attempted, yeah, he had attempted to use that lethal hit in the winners finals, and I blew him up hard for it. So I was under the impression that he was like not going to use it. So when he did it, I was like, nah, I should have been looking for it. And as I was kind of like beating myself up on it, that's when that's when the combo just whiffed for no reason. And yeah, I didn't feel great about that.
Yeah, it's always rough when a game-winning combo off of a huge read just doesn't work.
That happened to me at bonus round. Feels bad.
Feels bad, man.
yeah, this matchup has gotten a lot easier for Talim to the point where it's probably even
Okay,
at
okay,
this
you
point.
can recover from this. That's what we've been talking about.
Yes. It's his composure is on display. He has to basically right now.
JJJ and GGG.
and JJJ.
I like the fact that he also made it uneven in the sense of like the first letter of my name is only a letter, but like the middle one for Triple G is the one that's only a letter.
The more like off it is, the better. I feel.
Yeah.
It was RE safe. He recognized it was RE safe, so he then did Wind Charmer.
Was Komai at this?
No, I don't think so. You would have to ask Kamai that.
Yeah.
I don't. Does Kamai really go to hella East Coast tournaments?
He
that
tries to.
Are...
He went to NEC and Winter Brawl.
Well, NEC. Well, if he went to Winter Brawl, then hey, which Winter Brawl did he go to?
Wait, no, not Winter Brawl. I meant Summer Jam.
I guess I missed him at Summer Jam. But
He
yeah,
was
NEC he'll
commentating.
go to because NEC is like the biggest one around.
That catches rolls.
God, 4BB being -10 was such a big deal.
Oh, what? It was -10 before?
Oh,
Yeah, that's why he isn't. That's why I'm doing it all the time, and he's not punishing it.
It got nerfed to be punishable, and I still can't punish it.
Yeah. That move is like 4BB is so important against Nightmare.
My 12 frame button. Give it to me.
I feel like K6 should be I-12, unironically.
No.
That move should never be I-12.
That move should never. Nope.
It's like -14. Like.
Do you feel like Nightmare should literally have no weaknesses?
It is
Like,
literally just okay. Either K6 should be I-12 or does not exist. It is literally just worst AGA. There's no reason to use it at all. There's literally zero reasons. You literally there is no argument for use K6 over AGA.
I mean,
It does
I like
less
it.
damage. It's -14. It's
one less input.
It is one less input.
One less
Not-
input, yeah.
not-
Yes.
it's less execution heavy.
It still does like 42 damage on hit if it's a counter hit.
If you want me to get Nightmare to S rank, like if you end up going into the voting like you did last time, if Nightmare wins, I'm gonna do it entirely off of K6 and no AGA.
I want to see this.
It like won't even be hard.
It's possible because nobody punishes K6, but I still hate you.
Like I thought K6 was going to be something like different, but so I am a little bit disappointed in the move.
It's
but
literally just there's no
fine.
reason to add it to the game because it's literally just worse AGA.
IGA
I'd
is
rather it
S16.
not be there than have it be there. It's like an insult, to be honest.
I mean, I like having K6 because in certain matchups where people have like auto AGIs against like weapon attacks, I just slam them into the ground. I'm like, oh,
That is
haha.
true. I think a Nightmare player would rather use K6 against Keelik.
Yeah, I do. I go, aha! Look at this. They gave me a move.
I don't know.
That's something, I guess.
Yeah, you beat auto GIs with the worst. I don't know. I guess.
It's something.
It's so bad though. I'd rather just not have it. Unironically, like please. I don't know. I just don't.
Okay. We don't know our combos in 2020.
No, I did. This is for the whole tournament, and so that is the third time that I've won the tournament. That is the fourth time I've won the tournament, and that's the fifth time I've won the tournament.
Look at the emotion on his face. Extreme happiness. Jumping up and down.
I think
No
Phil.
pop off?
No, I don't do that.
You just won the tournament. There's no pop up, no emotion. You gave like a respectful
Oh,
nod
it's
to your opponent.
who was that?
I have lost many a tournament in my day.
Who was the guy on the
And,
left? Was that Sultan?
That's KDZ.
KDZ. Oh wait, that's another person I haven't seen in a while.
Yeah,
Klon
but
was
I
there,
I have lost enough tournaments in my day to know how that feels, and so I think when you win a set and when you win a tournament, it is important to have a level of class and act like you've been there before.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, let me add.
Something that I'm unfortunately has been lost on some people.
There we go.
I haven't won anything yet except for one tournament that was kind of not even that big. So I'll probably.
When is a tournament? When is a tournament?
That
win?
is true. That is true. I didn't even pop up.
It took me 6 years, I think, before I won anything at all.
Dang.
The grind. Look at that.
Even the smallest local, because when I started playing, that was in Soul Calibur 4 back in 2008, which meant that any local that I went to in the Philly area, even like your 5 to 9 man locals had woes. The strongest caliber 4 player in the entire world.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's always been a menace.
That's gonna make it kind of hard to
he was
win
the
city
best,
tournaments.
Yeah, he was the best Soul Calibur 4 player ever. He beat everybody.
Damn.
Imagine trying to win like locals in Tekken and like your neighbor is knee.
You know what? I really feel like I don't have to imagine it. I feel like this is my life.
Bro, one of my tournament experiences was losing to Meech on stream and then going into Manta. So I went 0-2. It was rough. I was like, this was when I wasn't that great either. So I'm like, what is this?
I think. Wait, hold on. Let me see if I can find one of my old cursed brackets for a tournament I did.
It was like $10 to get knocked out of a tournament in 7 minutes. I was like, you know what? Fair enough.
Fair enough. It was a tournament I absolutely got murdered in.
Not the VTuber tournament. That's for sure.
You want to put me in there?
Bro.
I'll play.
When are you going to be a VTuber? That's the question.
Hey, okay, who won the first VTuber tournament again?
Me.
Okay, who won the second one?
Mindwolf.
Right.
Who got second place for both of them? Abyss.
Yo, put me in, coach.
I don't think we'll have one for a while. Anyway, I think because you're kind of, I don't know, do we consider you an old head since you played since 2008?
Oh yeah, this man is. Hold on.
I would say so, yeah.
All right. So I think the way you approach the game is very old head like.
There we go.
And
Ancient boy.
Ancient boy.
Do we add the title Edge Master to him too?
So I think the way you approach the game is very old style. It's a very solid way. I mean, most of like the stuff I've learned from, and so is Zeph, is from Mick, and he is a very old head player, right? And
from Mick, yeah.
Yes, I have learned from Mick a little bit because I grew up in I went to school in Tennessee when the game came out. So actually, my first tournament ever for Soul Calibur 6, my winners round 2 was against Mick, and I was 1-2K away from beating him. I was so sad.
Wow. Did I ever tell you my Mick story?
Did he?
When I first started?
Sure. What was it?
So this is back in Soul Calibur 4,
Mhm.
and we were at an NEC that was nearing the end of SE4, and it was a very big deal because the French had arrived, and they were here and in charge, and everybody's trying to figure out if the Americans are better than the French.
Mhm.
We were doing the team tournament before the singles tournament,
Mhm.
and I played against I think it was Kira Dems.
Kira Dems, yeah, you're a player.
Yeah, the Cervantes player,
Mhm.
and I had beaten him. And this is the only people who know me are the East Coast, like the Northeast.
Mhm.
That's it. And Mick doesn't know who I am, and I know who he is. I used to watch his videos all the time and stuff, right? And he sees me beat the first person in this, like the first person in the French team, or the EU team, and he just comes up to me and he's so unbelievably complimentary. He is incredibly welcoming and just nice all around, which is, especially during that time in the Soul Calibur community, a very rare sight. And it meant a lot to me that he was, it's like, that's fantastic stuff. Your Amy is incredible. And Malik is coming up next. Malik was the French Evo champion,
right?
And he was like, Malik is coming up. Are you going to be? You feel like comfortable? I was like, well, I play against woes a lot, so if it's about a character thing, then I think I'm going to be. And he was like, all right, well, good luck, man. And I very much appreciated it. We ended up playing a casual set afterwards, and well, he stomped the shit out of me. So unfortunately, I think that that reputation kind of left pretty quickly. But the fact that it would be one of the biggest names in the Soul Calibur community was giving credence to just a random homeless-looking guy meant a lot to me, and it's still something that I think about today.
Yeah, the advice he gave me was I pressed too much, and then I stopped pressing, and he was like, you gotta press more. So I was like, You
gotta find that balance,
Yep. He did 50-0 on me. After I 2-2 beat him off stage, I think I like 1-4, and he was like, you're never winning again. I'm like, bet. And he was like, yep, okay. And then I just got bodied, and I was like, okay, maybe I'm bad.
Like, this is your one win.
Yeah.
Enjoy it.
True. Yeah.
Favorite.
It's like that's the only one you're gonna get, and I'm like, all right. But yeah, no. I think the way you also use Amy is also really. I think you're like one of the best Amy's, straight up, for sure.
I'm the only one.
That is true. I think the only other ones I know is that's mains. Amy is like.
I thought he mains Amy though.
Who?
Didn't he drop Sieg
Link?
for
Who's that?
Amy?
Link?
Linkers.
No,
I'm pretty sure he dropped Sieg for Amy.
If you switch to another character for a matchup that is an even matchup for Amy, I don't consider you an Amy main.
I guess it's just Harry Hahn and that's it.
CJ? Is CJ an Amy player?
Oh, CJ is an
Aswell.
Amy player.
No, he's an Aswell player.
He's an Aswell player? So
Oh, yeah,
CJ
Aswell
and
player.
J-Sabs are like the same person.
Yeah.
Whoa. I mean...
I mean, well.
Oh, Sam's.
Sam's is an Amy player.
That's true.
Yeah, Sam's is. Yeah. I see Sam's' Twitter clips every day.
Yeah, yeah.
And every day I just like have to close Twitter like I can't believe I just saw this.
I do appreciate the fact that I asked him once, is like, do you really feel like Purple Amy is like the way to go? And he's like, nah, not actually. I did it for the Twitch clips, but then when you see him play in tournament, he plays it more legitimately.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. Tav, you have any notes you want to put for your boy JJJ? Best AV.
Do we call him Edge Master because he has so many S ranks?
That is true. You have the highest amount of S ranks. There's probably some Japanese guy.
IRL.
There's probably some Japanese guy that has like all the S ranks, but
He has, there's a guy named Neko Yogi.
Yes.
Who has all S ranks on PSN. As far as I know, I'm the one who has the most amount of S ranks on PC in NA.
Yeah, wait. Neko Yogi is that Unkyo Masu guy, right?
I don't know what
Like,
that word was.
That's like his name. That's his name on PSN. He has like a bunch of S ranks.
okay.
I think that's Neko Yogi.
But yeah, he posted. I know Yutoto has a lot.
Yes, Yutoto has.
And
Yutoto
I'm
having
sure
a
if
Keelik blows my mind.
Yeah, and I'm sure if he wanted to, he could do it quicker than I am. But you know, I don't remember.
I just
what my
feel
S
like
ranks
if you want to
are.
hit S rank in Japan, you just play super hyper aggressive, and they can't deal with it.
I'm posting in chat my S ranks because I forgot what they are. So
Alright.
that's them.
That's a
Look at
lot.
those lists. Look at them.
Jeez.
Mitsu, Jungwoo, Astaroth, Servi, Tira, Grow.
That's a lot.
Aswell, Geralt, Amy, Cassandra.
J-Sabs, he can't even IGDR.
Paul,
lol.
Keelik, Raph, Sophie, Ivy, and Talib. Yeah, when's Nightmare though?
When people vote for him.
It's over half, by the way.
Yeah, it's over half of them.
17 out of 27.
A nice beardy boy.
Yeah. I have to quote.
Boyo.
There we go. All right. So placings.
Is this Soul Calibur 6 specific?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. It'd be really funny if it wasn't, because
Yeah,
then it would be,
okay, we can put
it would
one
be-
Soul Calibur 4 one as a joke. I think that'll be funny.
No, if we were talking about the most significant placings of my entire career, it would be getting first at Winter Brawl, getting first at Winter Brawl, getting first at Winter Brawl, and getting second at Winter Brawl.
All right, let's do that.
I'm not kidding.
Let's do that.
Yeah, let's do that.
It is the only tournament I've ever won.
Winter Brawl.
And JJJ, master of the Winter Brawl.
I think the people who know of my tournament placings will
right.
appreciate
Winter
that.
Brawl 2020, first place. So grand champion.
Wait, actually, don't put the years. It just makes it funny.
Yeah. Also, especially don't put
Winter Brawl.
I do appreciate not putting the years, because I don't remember what the other years were.
Grand champion again.
Oh shoot. Okay. This is so good. Oh wait, second place.
Sorry, that one has to be second place.
Second place.
Yeah, sorry. That one has to be second place.
Contributing 3 times in the
Put
same
put
way.
Winter Brawl second place, and then in parentheses, fuck you, Link.
The incident.
Because
You have two
that's who
things
that's who stopped me from getting it the third time in SC5.
This is so good.
I was so mad because the very last tournament for Soul Calibur 5 was a Winter Brawl, and I had won it the past 2 years. And so if I won that Winter Brawl, I'm pretty sure I would have been the only person in Soul Calibur history to win the exact same tournament 3 years in a row.
Damn.
But
Ooh.
it didn't fucking happen, did it?
Didn't P-Dubs win a
Unfortunate.
year against Linkors, or was that a different tournament?
That was a Summer Jam, I believe.
That was a Summer Jam where he like picked Al Goal and shit, all that stuff.
Party Wolf beat Link every time they played against each other in 5.
Yeah.
He never beat
Dude, Link playing 5?
He played Siegfried, then Algol.
Also, Siegfried in 5 was whoo. Oh, good luck, buddy.
Yeah, he was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Soul Calibur 5 was like a 10 character game.
Yeah.
After that, you're really having a rough go of it. You have Viola and Apet, and then you have Pyrrha, Pat, and not necessarily in any order. You have Natsu and Algol, Mitsu and Survey, Pyrrha, Omega.
I know Shiba was used like at like 10 or 11, right?
Wasn't Ezio pretty good?
No.
Ezio was ripped. No.
He was terrible.
I11CE couldn't save his ass.
He was my first main in SC5, and I had to give up because the character was so bad.
The B Brave Edge one was kind of funny though. It was like kind of a nice.
The BBB Brave Edge is the reason why I stopped playing. The
really?
character.
Is it bad? I thought it was just a good
Yes.
I-14 punish.
You would think so, but the problem is, I want you to imagine this. Imagine in your head, if you will, you are playing Ezio, right? And you are playing against Cervantes. Cervantes decides to hard duck, and you think, hell yeah, I'm going to get a BB Brave Edge, because that's an amazing way to just get a huge amount of damage. You hit with the first B, and you think, yes, this is going to work. So now I'm going to activate the Brave Edge. The second hit whiffs. For no fucking reason whatsoever, other than the fact that Cervantes just has a wide gate, and the Ezio BB has such a small hitbox that it just fucking gets blocked if the character ducks. Then the third B comes out because you hit confirmed it off of the first one, and now you just spend all this meter to be, -8 or whatever.
Oh, yikes. Okay, never mind. Ezio
That's not
sucks.
cool.
Ezio was terrible. Ezio had the most ridiculous 2K in the game. It had a to call it a super tech crouch would be an understatement. It was more like a super.
You're just molded into the floor.
Hooper, ultra deluxe a la Peter T. Hooper tech crouch.
Yeah. You're just the floor with a hitbox. That's what you are.
Most characters would in order to beat a strong Ezio, which was Jimbonator, and that's it.
I do remember that, yep.
They would have to know the specific move that their character hopefully had that actually hit 2K.
Hopefully had. Yikes.
That's it. But also,
have a move.
But it's also 2K, so like, who cares?
Right.
Like, you get hit by it a bunch and it annoys you, but the second that you actually start changing your gameplay specifically because of it, that's when you actually give Ezio the potential to win. But Ezio was like maybe top of bottom 5. He was really bad.
Ouch.
Jesus.
There's also Zwei, who was like bottom 5.
Zwei and Dampierre were the only 2 characters in that game where I would have been like, if you want to take this game seriously, if you really want to learn this game, don't play these 2 characters.
Drop it. Yeah, drop it.
The other characters, you could still play them. Like, you could play Siegfried. You could play Raphael if you really wanted to. But, like, those 2 characters, whew.
Have you seen, like...
Others.
So, like, my joke with Zawai was always, if you ever get hit by his 1A, you instantly lose the game.
Oh, wait, did we do my my one thing?
What one thing?
The thing on the bottom right.
We are going to do that now.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saving...
I have to download it and then, like, on Paint.
I got ahead of myself. I apologize.
Like, it's actually so jank that one of the best free graphic design programs online doesn't have a basic fill program. But yes, because the nature of Amy, we did decide to put you. You are a very like old style player, but you know how to like utilize Amy's aggression with stances and just being able to like force a game plan. So yeah,
I think that makes sense.
Yeah. All right, you're neutral. It's pretty good. It's pretty nice.
5, I'd say 5.
5?
He's fighting people like
At 5?
Linkers and like who else did he fight? Kayana. Like he's fighting like multiple like best in the world who are also amazing at neutral and beating them. Like no, it has to be 5. Like
All right.
True.
Execution, he did drop to like 3 or 4, maybe 2.
He also got S rank with Cervantes at IGDR. I think he still hates that input.
Yeah.
Is it what 214B?
Yeah. Out of
It's 214B, man.
Out of everything, all of these different metrics, execution is definitely my worst. My execution, Amy's execution, she's not necessarily like a high execution character. The execution part of her is just the different combos you have to do, making sure that you're getting your hit confirms and going into the correct combo depending on how many roses you have. And I screw that up all the time. So
right,
I think it's reasonable. It might be self-disparaging and stuff, but it's reasonable to say that it's a 2.
Hey, you got a 5 in neutral. Not many people have that. So
yeah, that's like a crown of its own.
That's true.
Adaptability, I'd say 4 or 5 as well. I don't
probably 4.
Again, fighting like best in the world and beating them, like yeah. And he did adapt pretty well against. Not like going from like losing really badly to like instantly destroying them like Zeph does, where he's like 2-0 and then he just 3-0s them with ease afterwards. But like
I wish you guys had seen that NLBC that I had against Jordan. That exact thing happened.
Zeph is like the only person who would get like a 6, where he like his adaptability is so good that he needs to be like we need to break the bar just for him, because giving him a 5 kind of isn't even fair to like the other people, to be honest. So I'd say 4 or 5.
Zeph likes being 2 rounds down for the adrenaline. Like, yeah, that's the stuff. I'm 2 rounds down. I'm gonna win this.
I'm okay with a 4. Triple J, how about you? Do you have a? If you want to give your
what does punishment mean exactly?
So execution and punishment kind of go a little bit hand in hand. Where execution is like literally you did the thing, but punishment is more like the knowledge section, how well you set yourself up in certain situations, like.
Punishes.
I mean, in that kind of regard, whiff punishes are pretty easy for Amy, 2-2B. But if you were to go off of the matches that we did here today, one could argue that my punishment was actually kind of bad, because some of them were really early matches.
Right.
So the matches that I had that we showed with Incendiate at Defend the North, if you wanted to go with that, I could see why you would put punishment as lower. I would argue that my punishment is a bit better now. Obviously, when the game is a little bit, I mean, we've been playing the exact same version of Soul Calibur 6 now for a significant amount of time. It's rare that I drop those kinds of punishments offline, at least.
Right. So I think punishment and execution, we kind of rate more on like the later sets, because in the beginning it's like, oh, you didn't know everything optimal.
So yeah, in which case I think you would have to go with like the Triple G set. I think that was the latest.
Yeah, and I think your
one
punishment
that I put on
was
there
pretty good.
Like a 4, maybe?
Yeah.
I say 4, yeah.
Cool.
All right. Mental.
So this is like, how well do you do it under tilt? Are you easily like tiltable? If you're down, do you have to like? Are you really like soul searching to get back into like the momentum of the game? Like, kind of.
I think
is
anybody
it possible to like condition you, which it's really not. I've tried.
I've tried to. I failed.
I think anybody
You can't condition this man.
I think anybody who has seen my stream, so it's kind of a difficult question to answer as to whether it's easy to tilt me or not, because if anybody who has seen my stream knows that I tilt very easily. So the answer is a heavy yes. I do get tilted very easily, but on top of it, I've probably been tilted more often than most people in this community have been tilted combined. So I'm very much used to playing.
Really well, like Undertale, yeah.
It's a matter of I am used to being upset. I am used to being like
He's the whole
like
I'm
you
always
take
always
angry.
somebody, yeah, you take somebody like Ramon. When you ask Ramon, like, do you get nervous going to tournaments anymore? He's like, no, I haven't been nervous going to a tournament in a long time, which makes sense. He's been
Right.
going to tournaments for a really long time. I've been going to tournaments for about the same amount of time. Him a little bit longer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm nervous for every single match that I go into.
Mm.
It's not a matter of do I get nervous or not. It's a matter of does that actually affect my gameplay. And at this point, I would say no.
Mm.
I'd say 4 though.
Mm.
I don't
Yes.
see because like he's always mad.
He's
And he's
perpetually
but he
bad.
still plays. But he still plays.
Xander was like,
Really
put him at
fucking
1
well.
for mental. I saw
Like-
the Ivy stream.
Yeah.
At that-
Yeah, he's
so
really
one thing I
mad
will
all the time, and you can't condition him at all. I'd say
the
4.
one thing I will say, does mental include persistence?
Yeah. I think it
If it
includes
does-
like the overarching like how's
Frankly,
your
if
mental
it does, then I think that I should be at a 5. to be completely honest, because I will play. If persistence is included, then exactly what Xander said.
True.
I should have a 5 in mental. Did you see the Ivy stream?
No, he said put you
Because
at
That
1.
is true.
He said put you at 1.
Yeah, but I mean to say that if you take the exact same logic, but also include persistence in my mental, then I should be at a 5. Because anybody else,
Mhm.
name another person who would even dare try to get Ivy to S rank with no command grabs when they played
Not just
aggressive
that.
characters their entire life.
But also, JJJ is like one of the few people who like stay in like cancer matches and like online ranked for like 50 games. Like this dude,
Yeah.
like me and him played like 50 games one time.
This
where he's
insinuates
just
you are
trying
a
to
cancer
grab me,
matchup.
and I'm not trying to duck, and we're both getting super tilt. Like I think we were both streaming, so like you could have gone back and forth.
Yeah.
But like he was trying to grab my nightmare over and over and over again, and I was just trying to AGA him and like not duck because I was getting mad because I couldn't break the grabs. And we did that for like 2.5 hours. Like neither one of us gave up. Like and I think I left first actually.
My,
Damn, you're a
I-
cancer matchup and you left first? Dude, you're Kazano.
I am incredibly persistent. I do not have a lot of natural talents that you see from a lot of people who are competing at the level that I'm competing at. My hands are miserable sausage fingers that screw up any and every combo possible. I get nervous. I get frustrated very easily. I stomp around and I curse. The main thing that separates me from a lot of the people that nobody remembers anymore is that I stuck around.
Mm. All right. Well, you have argued your point in the utmost ability. You have earned that 5 from me and the rest of us.
Man, he's
5
the only
neutral,
person
5
with
mental.
a 5 besides Hyrule.
Bro, you look like a boss
actually...
monster.
Yeah.
I mean, this still takes the fucking cake.
He does play like one though too, so I'm not really mad at it being like this big either, to be honest. He is fighting like
All right.
Yeah, my version of cursing is Yupper Skidoo and Boy Howdy. And
Boy howdy.
It would just be so banana pancakes awesome if this would happen.
I need to actually stop by your stream as soon as possible. Yeah. All right.
Fun time.
So this is the card for JJJ. I will put this on Twitter after the stream. And once again, I want to thank you both for coming and sticking it around. I did tell you it was going to be like 2 hours-ish, JJJ, but it's 3.5 hours. And
it's long. We're here for the long game.
Yeah, I appreciate you sticking around.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those where I am just energetic enough. Like I said, I'm persistent. And then the second that the stream and the call are finished, I'm passing out.
Indeed. Now, since you both have made it to the end, starting with Tav, would you like to plug anything you want?
Well, I'll be streaming more often at my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Tav102.
All right, I'll put that in the twitch.tv/Tav102.
I'm currently playing like Gacha, Hell, Genshin, and I was playing Star Wars, but if people convince me, I might play more Soul Calibur.
So it's twitch.tv/Tav102?
Mm-hmm.
All right, perfect. We put it in the chat. All right. So give Tav a follow. He's the homie. And anything else you'd like to plug?
That was it.
All right, and Triple J. Anything you'd
Well,
like to plug?
twitch.tv/Sinbad. As we had alluded to before, I have 17 characters at S rank, and we're currently doing a vote until the end of the month. Every single sub gets a vote as to which character is going to be my next S rank, and on average, it takes me about a month to go from having picked up the character to the characters at S rank.
Mm.
And so if you are interested at all in seeing which character that's going to be next, currently we are very close to tied. It is a two-person race between 2B and Zoslimil of all characters. That's very weird. I did not expect those characters to be the people that people are voting for. So, you know, if you feel like that should happen, if you're one of those Valdo heads that comes in every once in a while and just really wants to have Valdo be the case, then hey, you could do that too.
It's just gonna be Decree standing in the corner.
Yeah, Decree and Manta.
Waldo.
Does Decree have that kind of money? I doubt it.
All right. So before we end, I do want to announce the guests for next week. I don't know how you keep getting these people, Cosno, but next week it will be the one and only Father Ramon and Vesper.
Ooh.
For next week.
Yeah.
Gonna be a lot of shit talk between
Oh
those.
yeah, it's gonna be great. So yeah, it's gonna be we call Vesper Stellar's favorite kid, and we just call Father Ramon the father. All right. So, as also one more thing, as since you are a guest, you get to decide who you want to raid.
Wait, hold on. Before we go,
Uh-huh.
Ramon, I know you're here. I see you in the fucking chat. Finish Dark Souls 3, all right? You're fighting the last two bosses. Where's my fucking DS3 streams, all right? Finish the fucking game. Please. Elden Ring comes out later this week, okay? I want you to kill these bosses before Elden Ring comes out this fucking Thursday, 6 p.m. EST, okay? I want them bosses dead, all right? Okay, we're done.
Get it done.
So here are I'm sharing my my screen to our guests. We have some choices for Soul Calibur. We also have some of my friends here, but you probably don't know them. There's Ron the Tryhard. So you got all the choices in the world. So if you want to decide who to raid, go for it.
I think Nox is a safe bet.
Nox is a safe bet?
Yeah, Nox.
All right, we'll just send it over to Nox then. Once again, thank you both for showing up. And yeah, and thank you all, the chat especially, for sticking around. Hopefully you'll come back next week, where we have Father Ramon and Vesper. And yeah, we'll catch you guys next time. I'm probably going to do another stream after this, but that's just my own variety streaming thing, so you don't have to pop up if you... But yeah, we're going to raid everyone here. And let's get that started. I can't spell. All right. So
his name is pretty hard to spell.
Yeah. Boom. That looks right. All right. Thank you all for coming, and I'll catch you guys soon.